Hi, team. Very good morning and good evening, all. So let's get started, guys. Okay, so I know like today we usually don't have sessions, but I just wanted to have a kind of a uh, connect with you guys. Like post almost three or we are in the fourth week of our learning, right? So in this past 3 weeks, like you might have got some understanding about like how our learning model that we are following and maybe like you may have some expectations started built in and you maybe started some or started getting some sort of transformation within you, right? Like this there are a lot of things might be happening in our past few weeks of the time period, like when you guys started entering into this learning journey, right? So this is a kind of a milestone meet, right, or a kind of a collaboration meet that we are supposed to have, right? In fact, like I had this Monday time allocated for having such kind of not only a common meeting like this or a kind of a general connect like this. I want to have this time utilized for doing some sort of projects or like making you guys engaged with some sort of activities like hackathons and other things and all. I want to have this time utilized for, okay. Even in our future, if you want to have some sort of like the quiz competitions and all, we may go and have to meet our prior learnings by whatever we did. Okay, so rather than like we just say like I completed something and I just had that in our books of records, we can say like. We just like reactivated that by having some sort of engagements on it, right? Some use case discussion or project discussion, like those kind of activities we may do on and off, like not always every Monday we are going to have a session or connect like this, but subsequently post we get some grip on certain tech stacks and all, we are going to have some sort of like engagement based activity to build some products or some projects or some components like this and all, we are going to spend this time with. Okay, so that's a plan for having this Monday reserved for our, I mean, we want to say have some personal time also. In addition to that, I will be giving you some activities and tasks. I'll sit with you guys either sometime. I'll ask you to complete by Monday and produce that on Tuesday like this and all. We are having this time allocated for that reason. Okay, so today we are utilizing this time, like at least for after some week of time, like we are meeting on this one Monday morning, right, for getting some understanding about like some common thing just you guys have to start consider. Okay, after that maybe you can have your own thought process brought in over here, right? We'll have some interactive discussion today, and then I want to like get some questions from you guys, like with whatever the mindset that you guys have, right? Like a kind of a open question that you can feel free to ask me, right? Anything it is related to our learning, or it is related to your career, or it is related to like the tech stack or whichever it may be. Okay, so we'll have such kind of discussion, and after that, if time permits, like we'll have a quick introduction with each other, like maybe you guys can tell about yourself, like very quickly, what is your intention towards this learning, what you're expecting as an outcome of this learning, and what is the expectation you guys have towards me, right? This kind of discussion will have it in this 2 hours of the time period. Okay, team. So primarily, like we are in progress of learning about these components, right? I hope all of you guys have gone through our roadmap, right? So let me tell you like quickly what and all we can discuss in our today's discussion, right? So one is we can talk about our roadmap very quickly from now onwards, or starting onwards, like we are started progressing into the learning activities, right? What is the roadmap from now, right? That we will just try to discuss, right? What is the like a kind of a determination or a mindset that you guys have to set from uh, now, or maybe like in our overall learning, what is the mindset you need to have setting, right? And we can have some sort of like Q&A, the open Q&A, and like we will have some last few minutes of the time utilized for having a quick introduction. Okay, these things we can try to cover in our today's discussion. Okay, so in terms of the roadmap, or maybe in terms of the mindset and expectation, I can say, right? Mindset and expectations we can just set and see like what we are going to discuss. So the roadmap from now, right, or the roadmap from starting whatever we had, right? Let's quickly go and talk about it. very, like I rather than going into the actual roadmap, like you are all aware of like what we are in terms of progressing the things, right? You guys are aware of like what are all the things that we are trying to progress and get something achieved out of it, right? So you are all having some idea about it, right? So primarily, like we are in progress of building our foundation. So the stage one we are into, right? There are around three stages we'll have, right? The stage one is all about, I mean, in an overall fashion, I would say we have four stages, but three stages you can consider. The stage one is all about building our foundation, right? It will take almost 1.5 to 2 months of the time, right? So I would say like 1.5 months of the time it is going to take for building our foundations. The foundation is all about like learning of the SQL in one side, which is only applicable for the people who is not from the SQL background. That I have almost completed, in fact, right? I got almost two live sessions engaged and two video sessions I have provided to our team. And in addition to that, I'm going to give two more video sessions also, whatever I have taken for the sequel, basically. So we will be having like four video sessions and two live sessions, which is already completed. Okay. So with this one, whoever have attended this session, right? Maybe like a couple of you guys, since I'm connecting with the technical people today, most of you guys may be having some idea about the SQL foundation things and all, right? Up to joins, subqueries, or analytical functions, or windowing functions like that and all. But still, we are going to apply this SQL in a next level, maybe into some broader environment like distributed in-memory computation environment, or in the like a lakehouse environment, or in the data warehouse, or a lake-based environment, or data products environment, like this and all. We are going to apply the SQL very heavily, right? Throughout our learning journey, we are going to apply in different names, maybe like we call it as a BQL, we call it as a DSL, like this and all. We'll be using this concept of SQL only throughout in our learning journey further. So we don't have to worry on this foundational SQL that what I have engaged with the people and all. On a need basis, you guys can go and refer this videos and this live session, and including the portal what I have updated for this SQL, right? This has been completed with our so far discussion. The next activity, what we were started doing is we were learning about big data, right? The foundation of big data, right? What is big data is all about, like how it got transformed, the data evolution have happened, how the modern data platforms have been started evolved in the name of data warehouse, lake house, or a data lake and the lake house. At the high level, we got an idea about like what is a data lake and a lake house, right? Like data warehouse, we are going to apply on top of a data lake will give us lake house. But data lake is nothing but a kind of a file system, a scalable file system where any type of data of any speed in which it get generates of any size, it can be accommodated in some storage environment. We call it as a data lake, like this and all. We got some big data foundations learned in our earlier days in a theoretical fashion, right? So this is also we completed. And on top of this, right, we were very much importantly dealing about something called a data warehouse. So if you consider two batches prior, from the last batch onwards, I started taking data warehouse. Two batch prior, if you consider, maybe last batch whatever I engaged, before that batch, if you go and see, I did not engage the people with the data warehouse session. Okay, I did not have this time spent, maybe almost 2 to 3 weeks of the time spent for making them up to speed on the data warehouse concepts and all. I did not spend time on. The reason behind, like we were more fully concentrating on becoming a data engineer rather than first become a ETL developer or a data warehouse developer and then become a data engineer. But what I realized in a later point of time, right? The organizations have understood, like saying, hey, a person who is having some data warehouse background, right? If we go and like approach the data engineering, they are doing much better than the person who is not from the data warehouse background. Like companies were started thinking about, or in fact, I would say, lot of data warehouse projects were being started migrated into the big data platform after they found the power of the big data environment like BigQuery or Synapse or Snowflake or Databricks kind of environments. So for that reason, to bring you all up to speed, to not only bring the people who is not from the data warehouse background up to speed, even the people who are all into the data warehouse already, I wanted them to have a good understanding of starting from the data warehouse means not directly we are going into data warehouse, right? We were going with the data modeling. Starting from data modeling, to the data warehouse implementation, performing ETL operations, understanding of some type of the tables that we use in the data warehouse environment, like fact and dimension tables or aggregate tables, or understanding of some schema model like star schema model or snowflake schema model, right? Or understanding of something like a slowly changing dimensions, right? Or change data capture. Like we are going to, extend even this learning even more better in the big data based data lake house or lake based building and all. We are going to extend this learning, or we are going to make this learning more in detail or more in depth in our subsequent period of time. But this is going to give us a kind of whatever the data warehouse learning that currently we are doing will give you a core understanding of, oh, okay, this is called data warehouse. This is the reason behind we are building the data warehouse. This is how the data modeling in general will happen. But data modeling even has some sort of like a lower level of activity to perform, right? We have some nitty-gritty things to understand in the data modeling. Nowadays, since the organizations are expecting even a data engineer should have or every the expectation from the organizations in the especially in the data world is more towards like a person who is into the data should know about in and out of the data, starting from database understanding to the data warehouse understanding to the data model understanding. He need to have a complete view primarily before he become a kind of an eligible data engineer, or before he become an eligible cloud based data engineer or an AI data engineer. Like this, the expectation is more nowadays. That's the reason we are spending some time on becoming a kind of a data warehouse developer primarily. So all of this will come under the foundational learning, including, right, the expectation is more towards knowing of a programming language, which is supposed to be a kind of an universal programming language that can be used by the data engineers or AI engineers, data scientists, or report builders, right, or analytical people. Everybody should use one of the universal programming language. That is like, for example, as I told, SQL is like our mother tongue means the programming language called Python is supposed to be our foreign language. Like for example, everybody have to know their mother tongue for their general activities to perform. And I mean, everybody should know the mother tongue. And most of us should know the foreign language like English as well, right? So the Python is like an English, right, which all of us has to know. And we are going to concentrate on Python further. See, we are here actually now. We had all this completed. We are here, and almost we are in the we covered 60-70 percentage of this data warehouse. We are going to understand in the upcoming days, maybe another 2 or 3 days, we are going to spend some time on understanding about how do we go and apply the ETL solutioning. We did an EL already. Just what we did, we extracted the data and loaded the data into our tables just by using some Python program. I did not teach you Python there. Just I told guys, this is how a Python looks like in general for loading one table or multiple tables. We are going to do these operations like this. I was telling. What I did is I'm keep enriching our content in terms of provisioning you a kind of a seamless learning, right? For that reason, what I did is I just had this particular portal upgraded in such a way to cover the entire learning activity of what we are supposed to do. Okay, and just keep doing this on an iterative fashion to get you guys or give you guys a kind of a better grip on learning the things. So in this aspect, if you see, like I just had a kind of the Python program added over here for your referential purpose, like for making this execution made much better and all. I had this added over here for executing it in a it on a the multiple tables or whichever, right? So this is going to give you some kind of a basic idea about like, okay, how can I use some programming language to interact with some database or data warehouse, right? Not always we are supposed to use a programming language. We can simply use some commands and script also to achieve that. But still, we were started concentrating or started giving some weightage for learning Python, applying it in the databases or data warehouses or the data engineering. We are going to concentrate on the Python in terms of applying that in the foundational level. First of all, we have to learn the foundation of Python. Maybe I know like a couple of you guys have some foundational idea of Python. Foundational idea you may have to apply on Python. But on top of that, the data engineering based Python we are going to apply, right? And then we are going to apply very importantly the AI engineering by using Python, right? These are all our learning model is going to be, including we are going to use the Python kind of programming language in the cloud platform also. So we learn basically the foundation of Python, right? We'll spend some time on learning about this foundation of Python. Maybe a couple of you guys may have some idea about like how to use Python in that aspect, but we lack in one thing. Like the foundation means first you have to start from the core foundation. For example, what is interpreter? What is compiler? We might be, or what is an assembly language? Leave that assembly language. At least the interpreter and compiler, what is the difference between them? That understanding you need to have to some extent. So from there, we started learning about Python programming, where we will majorly concentrate on Python, on the data engineering and the AI engineering. These two we majorly concentrate. These two are our bread and butter of applying the Python to get us elevated towards the next stage. Okay, so if you learn Python, in this period of time, like maybe 1.5 months to the 2 months period of time, we are going to spend all our time in becoming up to speed, right? Then we are going to spend time on, getting into this one, the stage 2 activity. The stage 2 is our core learning, what we are going to do, which is a very, very important and an interesting thing to carry forward. So another 1.5 to 2 months of the time period we are going to spend on learning, very importantly, what is that, guys? What we are going to learn, very importantly, the two major components we are going to learn here, or maybe three major components, I would say, we are going to learn here. So here we are going to learn Python plus some foundational AI. I would say the AI foundations we are going to learn. Here we are going to learn, very importantly, two major components. Can you tell me, Tim, what you are going to learn in this stage 2? Okay, great. What Akshay is telling, right? That is the one I'm just trying to bring here. We are going to learn or apply, right? We are going to learn two things. One is we are going to learn Spark. We already know Python. Okay. So we are going to say Python plus PySpark, or Python plus Spark. We are going to learn something called PySpark first of all. What is the difference between PySpark, Databricks, Azure Data Engineering? Everything we are going to slowly get. But first we are going to learn PySpark. Then we are going to learn Databricks, an unified platform. PySpark is a framework. Python is a programming language. We have to understand the difference between all the three. Then the cloud infrastructure will enter on as a next activity. So here we spend major time of ours to become a kind of a Databricks data engineer, PySpark data engineer, and Databricks data engineer. Don't worry about what it is. It takes some time for us to learn. We are not learning anything here today. We are just trying to understand something here. Okay, don't worry about that makes a big difference. Most of the people lacks on that. If I ask somebody, hey guys, tell me what is the difference between Python, Spark, Databricks, and the cloud. If I ask that question to like anyone, right? They are not in a position to answer it in general. Okay, even like in my organization, like a lot of people works in different environment. If I ask this question, they don't have an idea. They'll get confused with these terms. Who is working in this for years? I'm telling. Okay, another 1.5 months of time. A very, very important component called Spark we are going to learn. We are going to have the understanding in terms of the terminologies, the pillars, and then the way of writing Spark program by using the Python programming. Plus, see, basically the Spark we'll be learning by applying three of the components. Python, the Spark framework plus SQL. These three we are going to mix together and learn in the name called PySpark. This is our bread and butter, the very important factor of our learning. By learning this, you will become a kind of a pure data engineer. You'll become a data engineer. Applying that on top of Databricks will elevate you to a Databricks data engineer. This is our stage 2 of the learning, what we do. Then on top of that, we are going to apply the stage 3 of our learning. See, this is not foundation. This is the actual core of our learning. This is the core. On top of the Databricks, we are going to apply two things: data engineering, data analytics, or maybe I would say data engineering, AI, BI. We are going to apply. We are going to apply all the three components here: data engineering, AI, BI. We are going to apply all the three in this Databricks. So we'll become a kind of a Databricks data engineer, Databricks AI data engineer, AI Databricks BI engineer. So this is going to be a very, very important milestone of our learning. So once you cross this, we are in a position to start attend interviews and all. See, even here itself, if you ask me, like here itself, post you complete the stage one itself, being as a fresher, you can start attend the interview, because we are going to become a AI engineer over here at the foundation level. Foundationally, like, okay, how can I build some quick application to showcase some demos, or to understand about the concepts of AI, how we can go and apply some AI solutioning by using Python programming. We are going to apply here. By applying in the stage one itself, with the understanding of SQL, with the understanding of some foundational big data and data warehouse, data modeling, right? By understanding the Python foundation and AI foundations on top of that, AI use cases we are going to do very interestingly. I'm going to bring a lot of AI use cases to you guys. A common AI use cases I'm going to first bring. Then I'll bring here very much specific to the data engineering use cases by applying AI. So we'll be applying data engineering, AI on top of the data engineering. This is our stage two of the learning. Stage two of our learning. Then the stage three, we are going to become a kind of a cloud native or cloud data engineers or cloud AI data engineers. This is our third step towards it. That will take almost 1.5 to 2 months of the time to become one cloud. First of all, we are going to become a single cloud data engineer. We are going to deep dive into the cloud engineering completely. Then on the stage three itself, so we will become a kind of what data engineer here? Azure cloud AI plus, or a data engineer plus AI. We would say like this. Okay. Which level we start the job search? That's what I told here, right? Interview search, interview readiness, right? We are going to get. See, for getting the interview readiness, right? At the in the stage two, on top of the stage two, we are going to start put some parallel effort. I'm going to have some time engaged with you guys, either on the Monday morning or on the Sunday evening. We are going to have some sessions engaged to bring you guys all up to speed on the interview readiness side. How you can build your resume, how you can go and like get yourself to answer the question, like tell me about yourself, or tell me about the challenges that you faced in your project, tell me about your data volume, tell me about what are all the pipelines that you have built, how many pipelines you owned, what are the general challenges that you got, what are your roles and responsibilities. Like these kind of common things we had to get ready. And then we had to get ready on the technical side of at least attending interviews in the PySpark and in the Databricks. Hey, I worked in this Databricks serverless cluster. I worked on this project. One project I have worked on performing this activity. Like this, you are going to get an interview readiness at this stage, the second stage. Maybe I would say in the month of 3 to 4th month, you will be in a ready state for started attending interview. Whoever is having that urgency of attending interviews. Or if you are okay to wait for another 1.5 2 months period of time, right? You can wait until the cloud completion, at least one cloud completion, that is an Azure cloud, right? Usually I used to take GCP first and then Azure later. But because of the people mindset, despite I say, guys, any cloud, any one of the cloud, if you have a very good idea, very good understanding how to work inside it. See, we are going to apply this Databricks, PySpark, or SQL learning, whatever we made, data warehouse learning, whatever we made. We are going to build lake houses. See, here itself, we'll build lake houses and all, as somebody have mentioned, right? In this environment itself, we'll not only learn about how to do PySpark programming. We are going to learn about how to do the lake house building. We are going to use data lakes. We are going to become a data lake and a lake house engineer even. In Databricks itself, it offers everything. Databricks is a kind of a single unified solution for performing everything inside it. Only by knowing Databricks itself, a lot of people are leveraging opportunities, tapping opportunities in the market. So you too can able to achieve that by working in Databricks itself. You will become a core ETL developer or a kind of a core data engineer. Come data lake developer, lakehouse developer, you will become not only a developer level knowledge. I'm telling you, you are going to become even an architect on that. So this is our stage two. The stage three, we are going to enter into the cloud platform. At least one cloud will go and target and try to get that understood in all the aspects, including the data engineering aspect, data analytics aspect, and AI aspect also. Majorly, we are going to deal with a couple of important components in the Azure, like Databricks, We call it as an Azure Databricks. The data lake service of Azure, something like ADLS service. We are going to learn about the SQL service of Synapse. That means Lakehouse service we are going to learn as well, right? We are going to learn about the ingestion and ETL and the orchestration solution by using Azure Data Factory, right? And then some of the nitty-gritty components like the event grid or event hub, right? And the structure streaming, like kind of the nitty-gritty other components also we are going to learn. Plus, we are going to learn the AI services, the Azure AI Foundry. This and all will help us apply all our learning, whatever we made on SQL, the big data foundations, the data warehouse, the Python programming, AI programming, whatever we learned in stage one, whatever we learned in stage two with respect to Python, Spark, and SQL, and Databricks with the DE, AI, BA, we are going to take all this and put inside here, inside a cloud. We are going to use some cloud native solutions. In the cloud, how all this activity we do. So this is the activity we do throughout in our further learning journey. We need to know how to connect the dots. We need to be strategic enough here. We should not feel like, hey, I'm learning something new here. You should feel like, okay, the cloud may be something new for me. But apart from cloud, the platform and the infrastructure of cloud, the software what I'm going to use is already I'm aware of. In the name of Python, in the name of Spark, in the name of SQL, in the name of data warehouse, in the name of data modeling, right? In the name of Databricks Unified Platform, everything I am aware of already. So I'm just going to simply say, hey, on top of an Azure cloud infrastructure, I'm going to apply all this. Only the brand name varies. But what I do inside the brand by using some tools provided by that brand is going to be the same. I'm going to apply the same ETL concepts only over in this ADF. I'm going to use the ADLS like our file storage. Like we were discussing on Friday, just somebody sending some data to our computer hard disk, the Windows hard disk, right? The similar way they are going to send the data into the cloud hard disk. Cloud hard disk always apply the scalable feature, flexible feature, reliable feature. Like cloud, if we go, we will add this abilities, more abilities on cloud we will add. So that understanding we need to get very, like very much intuitively and intelligently, strategically. Not just we have to feel like, hey, I'm just doing something here. You have to have a strategic mindset here. We need to, that's the expectation in the market. Going forward, the strategy is expected in the market than the intelligence. Intelligence can be achieved by using the generative AI systems. But what is the strategy we are going to apply here? The tactical solution, what you are going to provide. How we know about providing different solutions? Using Python, how we can get some AI applied, right? How we can leverage AI by using some programming, by using some SQL programming. How we can apply AI on top of SQL, how we can apply AI on top of the core programming called Python. These are all some of the strategical or, like futuristic solutions that we have to learn how to do, right? So in that aspect, we are going to concentrate. So we are going to learn or apply on the Azure cloud, all this learning what we made. Then we are going to say, I'm going to become a kind of a multi-cloud data engineer by learning the Google Cloud Platform. See, basically, like some people will feel comfortable with Google Cloud Platform, right? Rather than the Azure Cloud even. But as I told, right, why I'm just going with Azure first than GCP. First, I'm going to bring you guys up to speed on Azure completely. Why we are going into Azure first rather than GCP? The reason behind, people have a mindset, hey, Azure has more market need. Azure, but that is not the real factor. Every cloud has its own market need. You should not think about how a market is. You should think about how I am positioning myself, right? How I am becoming a kind of a cloud engineer or a cloud data engineer or a cloud data and AI and BA engineer. How I'm becoming. We should not think like, hey, how I'm becoming a particular cloud native engineer. You should not say, yeah, Azure engineer, how I can bring myself. You should not say like that. You should feel, first of all, how I can become a common cloud data engineer or an AI engineer or a BA engineer. For that, you have to see any brand as a brand, not as a your career solution. So you have to know about some brand that I agree, but you should not be oriented towards or agnostic towards a particular brand. Saying like Azure Cloud Data Engineering, I know. You should not say like that. You should say, okay, I'm open to work in any cloud because As per my previous experience in the training, right? For example, I teach the AWS initially. Maybe 8 years ago and all, I used to teach AWS. 4 5 years ago, I used to start teach GCP and AWS. Then I changed the GCP with Azure. Then now I'm changing Azure with GCP. Depends on the market need, depends on the people mindset to support. They should not bring this as a kind of a point saying like, hey, sorry, I if I had learned Azure, I may be getting a. They should not have that mindset always. That mindset will stop them doing something. So I'm just going in alignment with the people mindset to go with Azure primarily. Then we are going to enter into the GCP cloud platform. Whatever we learned in Azure, we are going to do a comparative learning. So, if, very, very importantly, the cloud engineering, we are going to do it in a comparative fashion. Very, very important factor to consider. So, um, we are going to do a comparative learning of the Azure cloud and the GCP cloud. This will give you a very good idea of like how to just learn one cloud and become up to speed in another cloud. Every cloud has its own resource hierarchy. Every cloud has its own command and interface. Every cloud has its own security layer, storage layer, network layer, and compute layer. The same way we are going to see in the other cloud also how it works, how the virtual private cloud works, how the virtual private network works. We call it as a virtual private network. There we call it as a virtual private cloud. Like this and all, we are going to do a comparative learning and become up to speed in one more cloud as well. So by this way, we will become a kind of a multi-cloud data engineer or multi-cloud data and AI engineering. You are going to become. That's it. This is our endpoint. This is going to be a complete readiness state of us where we can go and approach as a architect or a functional manager or a techno-functional manager or a lead or developer or even more than that state. Okay, team. Are you all very clear on this roadmap? Like fundamentally, you guys have any question now? You can ask me. So, which level we need to learn Python? Do we need become an expertise? Okay, I'll answer this in the next discussion, right, my friend Siddharth. This is the expectations and the mindset which I'm going to talk right now. I'm going to talk about this next. Post, if you guys have any question on this one, what I discussed at the very high level. If you guys have question on this one, you can go through this roadmap and understand that more in detail. Even we have provided the course content also for your reference. So we are here actually. We are here. We are basically here. We are here, right? Basically, and we are going to move our learning towards here. Soon we are going to learn. This is our bread and butter. Very important factor to consider. Then we enter into the stage 3. The stage 3 is all about the Azure Cloud Data Engineering, and slowly, apply the AI on top of that and GCP on top of that to become multi-cloud data engineering. I'm calling everything as a stage 3 rather than differentiating it at stage 4, stage 5, stage 6 like that and all. So I'm just telling the cloud, one more cloud, applying AI on top of that cloud, and becoming a multi-cloud data engineer itself is a stage 3. I'm just considering all this. I'm considering as a stage 3. This entire thing I'm considering as a stage 3. Stage 3 to 6, I'm considering as stage 3 in our discussion. But if you want to see the lower level of our understanding, you can go and see. So this is our very important placeholder for the entire data engineering learning, even the AI engineering learning. Using Databricks, since it has been offered for free of cost to us, we are going to spend most of our time in learning about the data bricks, where we'll apply data analytics, data engineering, AI data engineering, everything will apply there. And slowly we'll take this bundle and put it inside the cloud and start work. In Azure cloud, we'll put this Databricks because Databricks is more applied on the Azure cloud. Not only for the mindset of the people, not only for the market need. I'm just going with Azure cloud. The reason began Databricks, since we learned the Databricks have a huge market need. A lot of companies are going towards Databricks. So I'm just taking Databricks inside Azure, right? Like this, kind of like a transformative journey we are going to do here. So this 3 part in the top is going to be having a very big importance. Very big importance. And I'm not going to only cover the AI after some period of time. I'm going to start cover the AI from here onwards. In the starting stage itself, we are going to understand about, oh, this is called AI. This is how we can integrate AI. Slowly, we'll integrate that in the, like a platform which is expected in the market. In the Databricks, how we can integrate AI by using the AI factory solutions and all what they are offering. That kind of AI integration we are going to do, right? So this is the low level roadmap of what you guys can consider. If you guys have a question on that, you can go and visit that and come back with any questions if you guys have on the upcoming days also. I can help you understand. Okay. So Siddharth, I'll address your question next. Wait for a while. Can we mention multi-cloud engineer in resume means we can, yeah, see, the thing is, right, Kader and team, if you go and mention one cloud in your resume, right, the like HRs or whoever the recruiters are going to look for your whatever the expertise, right? They'll only look for or whoever is looking for Azure alone will be picked up by them. If, for example, I'm a HR, I'm going to look for some Azure data engineers. I'll pick your resume as an Azure data engineer if you mention Azure only. Or I'm another HR, I'm going to look for GCP data engineer. Your resume can be picked by that engineer, that HR even. So you will get an opportunity to get picked by two HRs. One is in the Azure side and another is in the GCP side, right? So that opportunity you will get. So basically what we are doing here is, right, team, I'm just trying to bring an, like a platform for you guys, or bring an opportunity for you guys in all this aspect. If you see, 1 second. Maybe I don't have that open. I don't have that handy, it seems. Okay, let me tell you. I'm just trying to create a multiple paths for you guys in front of us. Rather than I say you are going to only look for Databricks, you are going to only look for Azure Cloud. You can say I'm in a ready position to go and enter into any road. Already I'm into one road. I'm traveling in one road called Azure Data Engineer. That road have some blockage in between. For some reason, I have some blockage. I can able to jump to another road called GCP Data Engineer. Okay, I'm just doing only data engineering. I have a small blockage over there to become to progress as a data engineer. Currently, I have an opening to become a AI based data engineer or AI engineer. Let me jump from this track to another track. Like this, we are going to have multiple tracks created. So multiple, I don't find that thing handy. Okay, I'm just opening an image in the Google, right? Multiple path forwards we are going to have. Multiple path forward we are going to have. We are not going to travel in only one road. We will be mainly traveling in one road. I agree. But you can see multiple roads are available for you. Though you travel in one road, right? I can put this one. You are getting the point here, Kader. Why we are going with this approach? Why we are becoming a kind of a data engineer, AI engineer, AI data engineer, cloud engineer, one cloud, multi-cloud data engineer? Why we are becoming? For this reason. So this is a very important factor for your consideration. Okay, team. So you should have a mindset in such a way. That's what I'm trying to talk about the mindset. You should not be very much agnostic and say that was a prior story. 3 years before, 5 years before, and all the expectation is like you have to be a master in one. But nowadays the expectation is your company can ask you to work in anything that they have as a project. You should not be very much like strict to say no, I can only work in this technology, that technology. Nowadays the thing is, the expectation is you need to have a kind of a open mindset, the good attitude towards taking the things. That's what the expectation of the organization. That is the way they will see a flexibility in you and they will prefer you. They'll say, hey, if we bring Irfan into this project, like he can be flexible enough to put some initial hard effort and become up to speed on that, and he can go and drive the things. That is a mindset you have to bring to the organizational leaders and all. If that is the case, right, you don't have to worry about anything. Worry about the market need or market situation or company situation. Nothing you have to worry about. You can stay free with your own like capabilities. Openings are there in one side, job cuts are happening. One side the openings are there. Whoever I found they got a job cut. They got a kind of like what to say, the role rationalization. Whoever got out of a company because of some reason, like skills or whatever the reason, or market reason, they were getting opportunities in another company, provided if they are in a ready state. If they are not in a ready state, then they are putting some months of effort. Slowly they are becoming up to speed. All of a sudden they can't become up to speed. Then they are putting some effort, and then they are trying to bring up to speed themselves, and they are approaching the market. But it should not happen again to them. So for that, what I'm just suggesting, don't just stay on one thing. Just create other paths. Create plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. You go on plan A, I agree. But plan B, C, D, all this you create. At least plan B, plan C, at least you create. What is plan B, plan C? If you're already in maybe like knowing about PySpark, you are already a PySpark engineer, you become a Databricks engineer as well. Just elevate yourself onto Databricks. Understand the modernized environment of Databricks. Then you will become, you are creating plan B. If you're already into the data warehousing, or if you're already into some legacy technologies, right? You can just create plan. You are in plan A already, but the plan A will not help you a lot. You know about that. There is a big blockage here in plan A. Whichever the track you are currently going, you are finding a big blockage in between here, right? You are finding a big pit hole here. You are approaching towards a pit hole. If you feel like that, what you do, you try to create another track. That is the data engineering learning what you are doing. At least data engineering, you will become a data engineer at least, and try to jump to the data engineering track. Then slowly you become a Databricks data engineer. Then you slowly become a cloud engineer, one cloud, multi-cloud. You are very clear on this track, what I'm speaking here, guys. Why we are learning all this? Why we can't stop only here alone? Even with PySpark alone, you have openings available in the market. Agree or not, guys? How many of you agree that? You guys might be seeing in the market, right? How many of you are seeing only PySpark opening we have available in the market? By completing this alone, you can start attend interviews. Agree or not, team? Anybody who already are into this tech stack, right? PySpark itself has opening. Spark itself has opening. Or if you go one level down, become a Databricks data engineer. Add some AI solution on top of that. Know about some AI solution. Divya from last batch, she was telling like, hey, just by adding some AI on top of that, the interviewer, like started like anything towards me. He was just looking at me, thinking like, hey, even I don't know about this and all. We were talking about this. Great, they offered. So the thing is like, you can add something additionally by putting some effort. That comes through the effort only. But how much you are going to work once you enter into that, it takes some time. So you'll have some breathing time. You don't have to worry on the next thing. Hey, when I start traveling this road, which is very clear for me, you don't have to worry about after 50 kilometers, how can I go and travel, or whether I get the fuel enough, or whether my tire will get punctured in between. Don't worry on that. If you have a confidence on traveling, right, you can travel. Don't worry on that. Today, how it is happening, tomorrow also it is going to happen the similar way. Some people will have this negative mindset. That's what I'm trying to bring the mindset and the expectations here. The next one, what I'm going to talk with you guys very quickly. So you are very clear on this learning, right, team? Why we are having a multiple track created. Nowadays, it is a very much flexible environment. The requirement is very much flexible, right? You should not stay on the, like a bench and all. You should have some clear tracks created. So when you go and watch the track, you can able to get up to speed on that. Maybe the track, since we did not use, it may be having a dusty road in front of us. Once you enter into the dusty road, you can clean and you can move forward. Like if you think about how my brain can recognize or remember all this. Whatever I learned on big data, I may forget when I learn data warehouse. When I learn whatever I learned in data warehouse, I may forget when I learn Python. It is not the case. Nothing you are going to memorize to forget. We are going to recognize. So that is the mindset I'm just trying to bring. So recognize rather, remember. This is one of the very important factor you guys have to consider. You guys have to consider. Okay, so yes, Kader, I know that, right? So you are into the Databricks data engineering for the past 5 years, right? But how did you enter into Databricks data engineering? What you initially learned? Did you learn the Databricks data engineering initially, or you learned PySpark and enter into Databricks data engineering? Kader, you know only PySpark when you enter into Databricks data engineering. Agree? You got a chance to start enter into Databricks in a later point of time. But
No,
one,
initially I started with Irfan, right, big data. So after that, I moved into Azure.
that's what I'm
So
asking you,
yeah, yeah.
Kader. You learned big data,
Mm.
right? From myself, right?
Yeah,
That too, what you learned that? Did I teach
PySpark.
you Databricks?
No, no,
I did not teach you Databricks. What I teach
no.
you then?
PySpark.
PySpark. So with that PySpark, you entered into Databricks. That's what I'm telling,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Agree, agree.
PySpark and Databricks is not going to be very big differential thing. We are going to apply PySpark inside Databricks. Maybe the environment, the look and feel, the color, the UI, what you are using varies. But what we are learning in the PySpark, you are going to apply that in Databricks. Agree? Agree. Whatever the PySpark that you are applying, that you are going to put it in the Azure cloud or in GCP cloud, then it will become Azure Databricks or GCP Databricks. That's how we are doing the application of all this, right? So, for example, if you already halfway travel in the road called PySpark, you can just take that road. See, you are not going to waste the miles whatever you travel. You are going to directly add that miles on top of another road. That do you agree? Right, all of you guys, you are getting the point, right? So already I traveled 50 kilometers. I don't have to travel from zero. If you already are working in the PySpark, or you already have an understanding of PySpark, or you are already having an understanding of SQL, you are applying that in Databricks, data warehouse. And the Python is a separate track, I could say. Definitely, it is going to be a separate track. So the SQL, Python, whatever you learned, along with the data warehouse concepts, what you are applying and learning, this you are going to apply it in PySpark, maybe in a distributed environment. The road is going to be bit broader, but whatever the journey that you traveled by spending some time and effort and money, you are going to carry forward that in the next track. Nothing is going to be a kind of a disconnected track here. Very clear on this team what I'm speaking. So the AI what you are going to apply on a data engineering is going to be also an incremental activity. If you don't know data engineering, then you will become only an AI engineer that has a market need, but for to some extent it will have a market need. In what ground I am going to apply AI? That is a very important factor than applying only AI. So that is a wrong mindset people has. Hey, if I become an AI engineer, I have a big value in the market. No, it's not like that. You have to have some grounds that AI is like a paint. AI is like a kind of a like a furnishing thing. It's going to be like a cosmetic. But some base we need to have to put some cosmetic, right? That base is nothing but your cloud engineering, your data engineering, your lakehouse engineering, and all these terminologies. You are very clear on this team. You are see people always have a wrong mindset of saying, hey, what is AI? Yeah, I'm learning AI. Hey, okay, you learn AI. Where you are going to apply the AI? Where you are going to apply the learning of AI? I don't know where I have to apply. The people who are all saying I'm good in AI, they say, I don't know how a computer works. What's the purpose of RAM? What's the purpose of hard disk? What's the purpose of SSD? How I can go and connect to a cloud? How I can use the cloud environment, infrastructure, platform, software? I don't know. What is IPS? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to build out of that AI. I know but AI. I know how to work in ChatGPT. I know how to work in Cloud. I know how to work in Gemini. I know how to go and get the code or how to get some conceptual understanding and all I know. But where you are going to apply that? If you don't have an understanding from the foundational fashion, that is where this foundation plays a very, very important role in our learning. This requires some patience. I know like a couple of you guys already have, right? The mindset of like, hey, Irfan, I know this one and all. Like maybe I know SQL. So that's the reason I had the SQL as a separate session. Whoever is interested, you can attend. I have some basic idea about big data. That is fine. Like up to speed, we did not spend much time on understanding the big data foundation. We spend a week of time to understand what is big data, what are the characteristics, some of this understanding. Data warehouse, some of you guys may be saying, yes, Sirfan, I'm having some awareness about data warehouse, but post we complete this complete learning of data warehouse until here, maybe. CDC, we are not going to learn right now, leave it. Until the SCD, until the data modeling, until the fact and dimensions and aggregation understanding, you are going to get a clear-cut idea of, maybe you maybe started working in data warehouse project directly. You don't have a clear-cut idea of why we have the separation of concern. Why? They have created a different layers in data warehouse. That we are going to apply it in the modern lakehouse. Like this, for getting all of you up to speed, spending 2 weeks or 3 weeks of the time is not going to be a wrong thing, right? Especially for the people who is from the data warehouse background, even attending here, you'll be getting a better understanding. But the people who is not from the data warehouse background will understand, oh, this is my preliminary understanding of what we are going to do it in the data engineering in a much better fashion, in a more defined fashion, in a more advanced or next level. But we apply the same kind of fact dimension aggregation concepts, the star schema model, snowflake schema model, the ETL, ELT, EL, these kind of solutions only we are going to provide. There also we are going to deal with the tables. We need to have the data modeling understanding there also. Like this, they are becoming up to speed to become a data engineer much better off by doing this data warehouse learning. Python, I know like a couple of you guys have a foundational understanding already. What is a variable? What is a looping construct or conditional structure, exception handling, right? Or functions, methods, some basics of oops, like this and all, you may have already some idea. But for applying the Python in AI, we need to know about how to expose APIs, how to invoke APIs, how to go and use keys, how to go and, like maybe apply some decorators, right? Or how to do some asynchronous function calls. Like these kind of next level of Python, we are going to learn for applying it in AI. How can we use some like data engineering based Python component like our pandas, or at least applying the data frames in PySpark, that you may not be having an awareness. So the patience of learning, though the topic you are already aware of, the topic you may be aware of, like data warehouse, I know the topic. SQL, I know the topic. But in the SQL itself, we are going to learn a lot of interesting things. In our Databricks platform or in our PySpark platform and all, we are going to learn a lot in our cloud platform and all. Like I talked about something like external table or native table or reference table or foreign catalog tables. Like this and all, we are going to learn a lot of interesting things. Though you may be from SQL background for years, you'll see this as a kind of something, an extended feature or an like additional feature which the traditional databases or data warehouses did not think about. So that kind of the what to say the topics whatever we are aware of, plus we are going to add some more weightage to the topic as per the modernization we are going to do on top of that. So this will come through the patience. Like you may say, Irfan, I already know this, right? Why I have to understand this? But this understanding will help you, first of all, understand your understanding. You will be getting much better in this application of this learning. You are going to see a kind of a direct product implementation. That's the reason directly we are going and implementing this data warehouse project. Maybe another 2-3 days, you will get a clarity on, oh, okay, this is how exactly I had to identify a fact. This is how I had to exactly identify a dimension. This is where I have to fit my fact or dimension on an aggregation table. This is the layer where I have to fit. Oh, this is called star schema model. Exactly what I'm able to understand. This is the type of slowly changing dimensions I have to apply in what situation. I have to understand what is the low cardinal, high cardinal values like this and all. You are going to get some clarity on that, or drill down, or drill up data sets and all. How I can identify these kind of the core understanding of data warehouse. You will get a better understanding. The people who is not from the data warehouse will get this understanding from the scratch as a newbie. You'll go and incrementally learn something. You'll go and get a clarity of saying, oh, I thought something else. Oh, this is the thing what is really happening. Like this, you'll get a better clarity on it. Under the Python also, until the Python core, whatever I cover, you'll be feeling like, hey, this Python I know. Like what is the variables or conditional structures and all, I know about it. Looping constructs and all. But this is how we have to apply the looping construct. This is how we have to apply the conditional structure, right? Doing some exercise, doing some small use cases on that will give you a better understanding. See, the programming language always requires a continuous effort, the lifetime effort, I would say. Though a person who is working in programming for a lifetime, they have to, like they will be saying, like, I got only 20% of the programming expertise, 30% of the programming expertise. If they say, then they are like nerds. They say, like, I know 30% means then they are the top persons in programming. But very important mindset what we need to have here is, right, nowadays in the modern world, right, we have to know like not how to, or we are fortunate enough to say, right? The programming language or whatever the learning that we are doing here, right? It doesn't require a kind of a hardcore understanding or hardcore experience. Nowadays, the hardcore experience is transformed in such a way you have to behave not like a workhorse. Don't behave like a workhorse, or don't feel like a workhorse. Feel like a architect. This is a very, very important factor to consider by all of us. Okay. Just I'll take another 5 minutes of the time to finish this. I'll go with the Q&A and we'll go with some quick introduction. This is a very, very important factor to consider. I'll talk about it. Wait for a while. Before that, recognize rather than remembering. This is very, very important, guys. Okay. And I'll add one more topic alone and we'll go to the next item. Okay. I'll add one more thing. So recognize rather than remembering is a very, very important factor. So whatever we are so far understanding, so far trying to get some grip on, don't try to, remember or recall. Don't try to, rather than remembering or recalling, just try to recognize it. Okay. Do I know like what is Sinta? Whether you can recall what is Sinta, that is fine. Sinta represents what? Maybe each and every of the component you don't have to recall. But at least Sinta means subject-oriented, integrated, non-volatile, time-variant, available. Oh, these are all the characteristics of data warehouse. So if I'm building a data warehouse, I have to consider all these characteristics are arrived. If I say 3 V's of big data, you have to know these are all the characteristics. You have to recognize, you have to know, rather than recalling or remembering everything. You can't be able to remember or recall everything. Agree, guys, or whatever I'm saying, other than certain important things to recall. Other than certain important factors to recall, rest of all, you just have to recognize it. Oh, I'm able to recognize it. I'm able to, when I see this, comparing 3 weeks before, comparatively, right? I can able to find here, oh, this is how the data got evolved. These are all the people responsible. I can't able to recall this guy name. This guy name is EF card or somebody else. I don't know why I have to bother about it. Like this, you can say very well, it's okay. Right? How the things got progressed. You have to recognize one thing. Oh, the data engineering or cloud engineering or AI engineering today where I'm into, right? That did not came overnight. That did not come on the past 10 years. It came or it got evolved for past 70, 80 years or 60, 70 years. Like this, you need to have that recognition. In this whole page, you have to recognize that. That is what the understanding you need to get. Right? Then if you are going to see the big data, you have to have an understanding. Oh, big data talks about a very large volume of data. There are a lot of data that we are supposed to explore even in the big data system. We have only a very minimal data exploration happened so far. That's the reason we are training to the AI and we are telling what all the hidden things you keep it in the AI services, in the AI system. Whenever I tap, you just give me that whatever I needed. You just get trained with all the large volume of data. So they are using this big data for training the AI services. More the training that I give to an AI service, the cost the people are charging. They're charging or they are asking for more money to use a particular AI services, some version of AI, some version of generative AI services, based on how much volume they have given to that AI and get them trained with more number of parameters, more number of billion parameters. That's the understanding, recognition you need to have. In this page, what I would say is only that one. I don't worry about anything else. Classification and size hierarchy, right? In this, I have to understand the broader classification of what. So when I go back and see these pages, I have to recognize it in a second or 2 seconds of time. I should not spend too much of time here. Oh, big data is classified into this three, into this two. You don't have to remember this. You have a documentation available. Just to go and see this documentation. Recognize this. That's it. That's it. Oh, there are a lot of tools to fulfill our big data requirement. Okay, the data warehouse is evolved now. It is in a name called data lakehouse. That you have to understand. The nitty-gritty of this, the internals of this, however, when you go and work in it particularly, if you get an opportunity to work in this particular component, you are going to become majorly, you are going to work in data lake. You are going to work majorly in the data ingestion team or egress team. The data ingestion team or data egress team who is going to produce the data to somebody else outside, or whoever is receiving the data in a receiver side, if they are going to stay, then those people will be more fully concentrating on data lake. Whoever is going to be not in the receiver side or in the sender side, they are going to be in the core side. Then those people will be spending time on understanding more of the lake house, working on more on the lake house. So you just know about data lake and the lake house. You implement, you apply everything everywhere. Don't try to recall or remember. Recognize it. Oh, this is called data lake. This is called lake house. For interview purpose, yes, you have to go and remember something and recognize or register or remember or like reproduce something to the interviewer. But for a real activity of work, what you are going to do, you have to understand the ground reality of what they are doing there. Not exactly in the same way everybody will be doing. Somebody will have some follow-up in their project, in their organization. So you become up to speed how to recognize that also. You don't have to remember that. You have to recognize that, oh, this is how they have architecture the things. I got that understanding, core understanding I got. Like this, you go and apply all this, use all this. Not exactly all these people are going to work in an organization, but it's a typical organizational structure what we have. You try to recognize this. You try to recognize this, the architectural diagram. So you can, if you recognize this rather than remembering, you can able to easily understand. Recognition means what? Hey, there is one layer where raw data is captured. There is one layer where some cleaned data is kept. There is another layer we have some transformed or ready to consumption data is available. In the ready to consumption itself, we have two layers. Some one is for the common users, another one is for very much specific users. That is the architecture of data warehouse. The similar way we have in our lakehouse also the similar kind of architecture. They call it as a medallion or canonical or whatever the architecture. Then data warehouse, this and all we are still yet to do actually. So then we started implementing the project like this. You have to recognize this. Oh, if I go and implement a data warehouse project, I bring lot of personas here. Lot of people are working. Lot of prior activities are happened before we start build the project. Before we go and directly think of writing a code as a data engineer or as a ETL developer or whoever, I have a lot of people involved in developing the system for us to go and work. I started my life of writing some Python program, or I'm writing some SQL programs to transform the data, or ETL programs or PySpark program in a later point of time to transform the data. Is the part of work what we are concentrating, but there are a lot of involvements are there. Recognize that. There are a lot of people are working. So now you can recognize and say, okay, data modelers are there, our functional teams are there, our business teams are there, architecture teams are there, and the platform and support teams are there. Like this, you recognize that. You don't have to remember. You are spelling all these names, Irfan, like this. If we say, when you start recognize the things, automatically the things will come into your mind. So when I opened all these slides and show all these particular, pages and show, are you in a position to recognize this, guys? This is the data set. This data is in a comma separated value format. Maybe this may be known by you guys, most of you guys, but whoever does not know this, like maybe from a testing background you are into from a support background, you are from a mainframes background, DevOps background, you are all able to recognize this team. This is called recognition. You don't have to remember all this. You don't have to remember how to write a dictionary. But there is something called a dictionary type we have, which we are going to keep the data in a format of like key value pair, like something like how we maintain some telephone dictionary. Tim, tell me. I want your interaction today. In the next another few minutes, I'm going to leave it to you guys. I want some interaction from you. Okay. So this is a very important mindset. Are you all very clear on this mindset, guys? Recognize rather than recall or remember. Don't try to remember, don't try to recall. Try to recognize. That recognition means what you are understanding, right? Very important. Be patient. I know like we are in the initial stage to become up to speed. So here your patience is needed. After some time, you will feel like, oh, everybody of us are in the same boat. Everybody of us in the same boat. We are trying to get our own cup of coffee. Whatever is needed for a highly experienced candidate. For example, our Kader will be feeling like, oh, okay, what I'm expecting is I want to add some advanced feature in Databricks in my knowledge base. I want to add the AI based features. I want to add Python with AI based features. Like this, what Kader needs, he will try to get that after everybody are in a speed of like 50 kilometers. Now we are in a speed of 0 kilometer speed, 10 kilometer speed, 5 kilometer speed, 20 kilometer speed. Somebody is already in 40 kilometer speed. Maximum from 0 to 40 kilometer speed, you guys are all into right now. I am going in 50 kilometer speed. So you guys are all trying to catch my 50 kilometer speed in the initial period of time. Post we capture that 50 kilometers of speed, we are all going to travel together in 60, 70, 80 kilometer speed together. But how you also can become up to speed like me? You guys have to follow all the instructions that I have given. So patience you have to have, right? We are all going to become up to speed soon. We are going to all become, provided if you guys follow all the expectations that I set with you guys. What are the expectations? Attendance, attention, follow up, right? Patience, very importantly, and the determination. You are going to have one strong determination without having any other mindset. I'm going to get it despite of any hurdles. Definitely, I'm going to get it. Whoever have that determination. I'm currently into testing. I'm currently into mainframes. I'm currently into some legacy technologies. I'm currently into core data engineering. I want to become an AI data engineer, multi-cloud data engineer. Whatever you say, the determination is very strong. We need to have the determination very strong to meet our market demand, because the market is demanding a lot. Our determination plays a very important role in meeting the market demand or exceeding the market demand. So for all of us need to have an up to speed in considering all these factors. So how we can consider all these factors? We are following a lot of strategies. The comprehensive learning we are doing, comparative learning we are doing, right? Competitive learning we are doing, focus based learning we are doing. I'm just focusing on like every one of you. I'm ensuring like all of you are going to get your own cup of coffee, right? And then engagement based learning we are doing. See, initially we started doing some sort of like theoretical understanding. We had some patience to go and listen to the theoretical aspects, but now we are entering into our engagement based learning. We are doing always engagement going forward. Everything we are going to do as an engagement. We don't always say like, oh, okay, let me do some theoretical learning. No, the theory is going to be very minimal going forward. We are going to mostly do some activities. I wanted you also have to participate in that activities. By following all this, right? The 5 expectations, whatever I had, the 5 models of whatever the teaching model and the learning model that we are going to follow, right? All these models you guys are aware of. You guys can able to remember this even. Don't have to recognize this. This one you can remember even. What are all some of the 5 expectations if Irfan have brought? What are the 5 models that we are going to follow in our learning? Definitely, this will give you a kind of a confidence. Ultimately, I'm going to get an enchanting moment if I follow all this. If you are not following one thing, that is called follow. If you are not being patient, right? If you are not having a determination, you are just learning for okay, let me learn something. So determination has to be anything, right? You are going to jump from this track to this track because you are finding a pit hole in front of your track. You are going to jump from this track to this track is your determination. Fine. You are going to jump to some other track after some period of time. You are creating plan B. That is also a determination. Fine. Whichever the determination you set, I don't stop you. And I wanted to capture the determination in a sheet that I'll share you guys. Okay. Where you guys can go and mention what is your expectation towards yourself and what is the expectation towards Irfan and what is your detailed, expertise that you have built so far. I captured this information some time ago in a form with other information, but I wanted some information from you guys. In addition to that, I'll just tell you the placeholder of what you guys have to capture. I'll give you some examples of what is needed. So I wanted you guys to fill that form for help you guys much better. I want to help you guys much better by understanding that requirement of you. Okay, I'll just try to work with you guys to meet that requirement, meet the determination. So put your determination over in that sheet. I'll share you guys. Wait for a while. Okay, leave it for now. Okay, so these are all the expectations. So the programming hardcode experience is not needed going forward in the market. So somebody was asking how much Python we have to know, how much expertise we have to know in Python. Basically, earlier, 3 years before or 10 years before, if you consider, or when I started my career in the IT, I will not be having even documentation available in the computer. We have to take printout and go for some syntactical references and all. We used to take printout of forms, Oracle reports, Oracle books we will have to understand some SQL programming or some scripting and all, some PL SQL or SQL or forms and report programming and all. If you want to do, we will be taking a big book to our office. Later, documentations were being started provided, knowledge bases have been started provided. After that, the Google is being open for most of us in the organization. But in the Google, we will not have enough information when we go in these kind of technology like data engineering, Hadoop, Spark, or those kind of technologies. Even Google does not have big information, good information available. Right? Then later, we entered into the AI era nowadays. Nowadays, we are in the past 2-3 years or 4 years, we are into the AI era where we can get we don't have to store the information here. We can go and we have to know how to get the information extracted from somewhere in a right fashion. For that, what we have to first do? See, for example, let me ask you this one question, answer me, guys. I'm going to become a owner of a shop. Okay. First, I have to put some labor effort over there to manage the labors. Agree? First, I have to know what has to be done. Then only I can able to ask my labor to go and work and produce me some result. Agree or not, team? So first, you have to be a workhorse to do something, to understand how to do that thing. And then you can go and feel like an architect later point of time to control the workhorses. So what is the workhorse here? What is an architect here? So we can call like a jockey. We have to play a role of a jockey, that is an architect role, right? On top of the workhorse, what is the workhorse we are going to have here, guys? Nowadays, we are getting some workhorse for our work to complete. What is that workhorse name? Team. Why you are not so interactive, team, with me? Why you are not so interactive? Why you guys are not responding? Are you having some fear of responding, or you are thinking about it? Feel free to connect with me, guys. This is for connecting with you guys only. I'm having this time engaged, right? For though I had 2 days of session, morning session and evening session also. Like Saturday evening I have taken SQL session. At least Sunday evening, because of some reason, office reason, I was working for some office work yesterday evening fully. I'm having this connect on Monday for having some interaction with you guys. So workhorse means you can say you are like a developer, true. But whom we are getting as a workhorse, as Akshay is telling, agents and AI, generative AI and agents we are getting. We are asking somebody else to do the generation of something for us. We are having some agents to go and do that work executed, not only generate and give some input to me. Go and execute that input, what you are telling me. I don't want to, I want to just type something and wait for your activity to perform. That is the state we are into. So we need to have how to control or how to not play a workhorse. That is a developer role. Like Kuman and Anand is telling, we have to play a developer role, right? That was the old story. Like we have to say we are transforming from developers to an architect. That's what I'm just mentioning here. Don't feel like a developer going forward. Feel like an architect. Are you getting me, guys? What I'm speaking? This is a very, very important factor to consider. This I'm not telling. Do you feel this I'm telling? No. This is being told by whom? Google. Google is telling, don't behave like a workhorse. Don't behave like a developer always. Don't have a developer mindset always. Despite you are 0 year experienced or you are 20 years experience, don't feel like a developer. We feel like an architect. Maybe a junior developer is going to get a trainee. A senior developer is going to get a junior developer. And lead is going to get a senior developer. He is going to use AI like a senior developer. Are you following me, team, what I'm speaking? So with my technical lead capability, with my architecture knowledge, what I gathered, I will go and refer, I will go and make use of the AI for helping me with the architectural activities. As a developer, with the developer knowledge what I have, I will go and use the AI for my development activities to perform much better. You are able to understand, team, what I'm speaking here? So no more thinking about, hey, should I have to know in and out of Python programming? Writing Python programming was great for us earlier. Right? If I know how to write programs much faster, If I know how to write programming much better, we have a huge value. But nowadays, that value is getting lost. What is expected thing here is you write any program, any number of lines, you use any language, I don't bother. What is the outcome you are giving? That is the expectation nowadays. So we have to go more of outcome driven rather than writing any programs or any tools that we are using. Okay, so we have to concentrate in that aspect. Our mindset has to be transformed from the hardcore programming. Our mindset, that's what I'm telling. The mindset has to be transformed from the work cards to the jockey. We have to feel like a jockey saying like, hey, you go and do this, that. If I'm an experienced jockey, I'll use my horse in that experienced fashion. If I'm a novice, I'll go and use my horse in that fashion. The horse we have available now in the form of Gen A agents and agentic AI or whatever the name you give it for. Very clear on this team. This one we are very clear. With this, I'll go with one more point and I'll close our current discussion. One more point I'll add here. So, have you heard about something like FOF, FOMO, right? All these kind of terminologies. Are you aware of this? This is a very important terminology that all you guys have to have in your mind before we start enter into our next part of the learning and all. FOF means, yes, couple of you guys know, fear of failure. FOMO means fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. For example, I'll tell you what is a fear of failure, right? Couple of you guys might not have executed that Python program, right? Even you might not have tried executing this Python program, right? Because of you may have a fear of failure. Hey, what if I go and download this software and install in my computer? What if it doesn't work? See, I asked you guys to go and register with GitHub. Very few of you guys might not have registered in GitHub yet because of, hey, how can I know how to go and register in GitHub of my own? Despite I given you a video support, or despite it's like a normal G drive, how you are going to create, for how you are going to take a mail account in Google, it's equivalent to like that. Or if you guys did not install this Python in your environment, or leave all this, you did not try setting up this, or you did not try executing this program. Why you may not go and execute this program despite you have an understanding of a recognition of, hey, we are downloading or importing some library. I just gave you guys some basic idea on Friday. Tomorrow we are going to see this once again to get some better grip on this Python program for the first time. Not we are learning Python program. We are just using the Python program to load our data. Once you load only, we can able to progress further in our data warehouse building. But how many of you have a fear of failure of trying something? Hey, when I run this query, when I run this program, it fail means what I can do. You have that fear of failure always, right? Before doing anything, I'm telling, not downloading a software. Even before you go to somewhere, we'll have a fear of failure. Right? What if my tire get punctured when I drive? What if my fuel is gone? What if I lose my key? If I lose my wallet when I travel to somewhere? Like this, we always have a fear of failure in every activity that you perform. But how can you come out of that fear of failure, guys? Any idea? I have some fear of having some failure. What I can do for that? Yes, by we have to come out of this fear of failure by failing fast. We have a term called fail fast. Fail fast. Without let me take an example. If a person is trying to execute this Python program 2 times, if the same person is trying to execute this Python program 10 times because he had multiple failures in between. He did not provided this IP address properly. He did not provided this username properly. He did not, or he provided a username with uppercase. Here itself, he can make a lot of mistakes. He did not provided the proper database name here. He provided STGDB, but there is an STGDB we have commonly available. He's trying to load the data into his own staging database, underscore some name he have, but he did not modify that here. He's telling, hey Irfan, I tried loading the data, it got loaded, I'm seeing the output and all, saying the data got loaded, but when I go on to see my table, I'm not showing any, it's not showing any data. Why? Oh, I realized I have mentioned a wrong database. Then let me go and change this database and run the program. Oh, I mentioned a wrong location then. Like this, if a person is iterating 10 times to get an output, or a person is trying 2 times and getting an output, who will learn much better? Tell me, T. Right? Okay, great. A lot of terms have been, people have been brought in, right? So by failing fast, that means what? What is a fail fast means, guys? Rather than keep thinking about if I get failed, what I can do, like this, rather than reflecting that in your mind, go and try that and get failed. It's okay. Failure is not a faulty thing. Failure is going to give you more better learning. Agree, team, what I'm speaking? So what you do, you fail, but take some strategic or a tactical approach. Go and wait for a while. Take a tactical approach. Especially, I'll tell this to our people who is attending interviews. If you're attending interview, you are getting failed for some reason. You are not strong in some area. Maybe you are strong technically, but you are not strong in explaining the projects, explaining some real time scenarios. Put some tactical approach. Where you are failing, you try to understand yourself. Try to go and concentrate on that more. Then you wait for some time and attend the interviews again, like a phoenix bird, right? Like this, the fear of failure you should not have always in your mind. Everybody can able to do. If you can do, I can do. If I can do, you too can do. You always have in your mind saying like, if I can't do, who can do? If I can't do, then see, you can trust yourself than anybody else first. Agree, guys. Than you, anybody else can't do better. You have to have the trust, because for you, you are the best person to fulfill your need. Anybody else will not fulfill your need. So you have to have a confidence of saying, hey, if I can't, then who can? You need to have this question. So always keep that in your mind and try. That is the fear of failure you can come out of. By failing fast, you have to come out of the fear of failure. What is FOMO that you guys are aware of? That means, hey, fun. Sorry, I missed this. I'm not able to, or I did not get this 100%. I lost my track. Don't always have that in your mind. There are a lot of things in technology. There are a lot of things that we are learning. You are able to recognize that, means we are well and good. If you could not able to recognize that, then you have to go and like have that fear of missing out. But at least you are recognizing not everything what you are learning is very important. Whatever you are learning in terms of the data warehouse is not important. Hey, then why we are spending this long time to understand this thing, Irfan? The data warehouse is not important, but we are going to take this data warehouse and put it into our next platform of cloud or in the Databricks or in other environments, right? That is very important. So this learning will help us elevate ourselves over there much better. Even though if you miss something here, you can be able to get that in the next level. When we go to the next level, you will get this, whatever you missed here, much better there, right? But first time itself, don't try to have that FOMO developed on you. First time when we learn something, you remember, guys, lot of people will be interrupting and asking some questions to me like, Irfan, what is this one? Why we are mentioning this? I told, be patient, don't worry. I'm going to cover that. Just to leave it for now, just to take it lightly, first of all, don't have a fear of missing out. So come out of your fear of missing out mindset, guys. Very clear what I'm speaking. Don't have a fear of missing out. You are not going to miss anything. You are going to get everything provision to you. You are sitting in front of me. You are considering me as your career partner, because you are started building trust with me. You are started elevating yourself in front of me or along with me. So you don't have to have any fear of missing out. I'm going to bring everything to you guys, whatever is needed for you, whatever is needed for the market, right? In a right order, in a right proportion, in a right way, in a right time. So if I'm not bringing something today to you, I'm going to bring that more in detail in a later point of time. You consider that thing either. Or if I'm not bringing something to you today, it is not going to be so much important. So I'm just not considering that. Like this, you take any one of these two measures, but I don't miss anything by forgetting. I don't forget anything. Don't worry. Like Irfan, you forgot this. I that never happened to me, because I will ensure I'm staying on top of this always, guys. Maybe you are doing this as a part of your learning, part of your activity of career building. I'm doing this as my lifetime activity. Okay, so per day I'll have my office laptop. My office laptop is here, and my personal laptop is here. I'll stay with both the laptops per day. Almost my personal laptop, I spend double the time of my office laptop. Office laptop, when I spend 8 hours, means I'll spend 16 hours with my personal laptop. 16 hours, I'm building content. I'm doing some activity for you guys only. So I don't forget anything. Don't worry. Don't worry about Irfan. You may forget this means what happens. No, I don't forget anything. Leave it to me. Like just to say, Irfan, I'm giving the responsibility to you. Elevate me. Help me elevate. Help me grow further. But what you guys have to do? Ensure you guys are following me, and ensure you guys are supporting me in all this aspect. If I say some attention means what? Just responding to me. Like somebody is telling, Vinod is telling agreed, Salim is telling agree, Kumanan is telling yes, learning more, Sheikh Abdullah is telling something like whatever the point, right? Akshaya is telling something, Anand is telling, Mubarak is telling something, Sumant is telling something. But what about the rest of the people? Like 15 people are responding from morning, right? Mostly I'm finding the most of the people who are all responding are responding. Who are not responding, they are not responding. Why? Why, guys? You are all learning for you, not for others, right? You are going to get the benefit of this outcome of this learning. Why you guys are not responsive? Why you guys are not following this attention? The attention is not all about like what we need. We are going to learn it in AA, one of the very important terminology called attention is the one what we need. Attention is all the one what we need. That is what I am expecting here also from you. Attention means I'm not telling you have to stay attentive in attending the session. It's not like that. When you respond, you'll be aggravating yourself. Your mind may be attentive, but your hand also have to be attentive. So the mind and hand orientation you will always have. You'll feel like, oh yes, Irfan, yes, I'm speaking with you. You're not going to speak with me literally. You are going to, literally we are not speaking, but you are going to feel like you are speaking with me. If you answer right, you will feel like, hey, yes, Irfan, I'm speaking with you. I'm with you. Like this, you are going to say that. Okay, please be responsive, right? Please be responsible and responsive and attentive. Okay, team, fine. The fear of missing out, you don't have to have. Leave that responsibility to me. I am responsible. Okay, don't have that fear of missing out anything. Okay, you are not going to miss anything. Okay, I am stopping here, team. I hope you have understood all these important factor while we are in this period of time. Okay, now I'm opening it for your Q&A. Any questions you guys have, you can feel free to ask. I hope all of you guys have gone through this Q&A things, whatever I shared in our group some time ago. Do you remember, guys, this Q&A I have already shared to you guys some time ago to go through and get the answers out of this. Have you guys got some time to go through this Q&A? You guys can feel free to speak and ask also. No, well, Irfan, you always keep do something different, interesting while learning. Yes, I wanted to have you guys in that state actually. In a like a better momentum. I want to keep you guys. I want to keep you guys very much aggressive, right? By that way, you should not feel like, hey, I'm having some session in a lame fashion. I just wake up just now only, but again I'm feeling sleepy. You should not get that sleepy. That one I'll be very much sure about. That's the reason I get ready and take the session in front of you guys. I'll have my face very clean and clear. I don't sit like a sleeping state like this and take the session. I don't do that because it will make you feel sleep. Despite I feel sleepy, I don't show that to you. Despite I have some weakness at my body, like because of some illness, I don't show that illness to you guys. I'll show like I'm fresh. I'm very much active. Okay, that is not for the past 3 months or 1 month or 2 months. I'm doing it for the past 12 years. Despite I had COVID, despite I had fever or other stress in my mind, because of, see, in the 12 years lot of things might have happened, right? In my life a lot of things might have happened. Despite I had all those, right, I will not show that in front of any one of you because that should not affect you. Okay, that I will ensure, guys. I wanted like your response, just yes or no. That is enough for me. Okay, so failure is good option. If you're failing to try hard enough, told yes, great. So what other question, guys? Tell me. So all are telling fresher did not get job without experience. That is real. Okay, that's a great question. Wait, Sheikh, I'll address that. Hi, can you assume that the forward deployed engineer role is also partially covered in our course? See, whatever we are doing is a kind of a, see, earlier they had some term called full stack engineer. We used to have even our course in the name called full stack data engineer earlier and all, right? Nowadays, we are not calling that name because we have a big name already had for our course name. So we don't use that full stack data engineer or full stack engineer in our name. Forward deployment engineer is all about like you do everything. That's the reason we are learning comprehensive. You know about there is one term called comprehensive learning we are going to put, and we are learning about what all the personas are playing the role in organizations to get everything achieved. All the personas, if you alone going to do, if you are alone going to get ready for meeting any of the demand in the market, that is forward deployment engineering, including the DevOps you have to know, or CI/CD you have to know how to build. You have to know data engineering, you have to know AI engineering, you have to know cloud engineering. Everything you must be a single person to handle in any situation. That is forward deployment engineering. Yes. So or do we need to have a full stack development skill additional? See, full stack development skill means right. We are going to build something like a Streamlit kind of applications, right? But you are not supposed to become a full stack developer. With me, Subramaniam, what I'm speaking. So, we are going to get that. To answer your question, yes, we are going to get that. But, in the aspect of data engineering, AI engineering. Okay, fine. I hope you got it. Okay, what other question we have? Anant Kumar. So, I'll just copy these questions here to address you guys much better. Okay. So, Sheikh have asked a question. I hope I addressed Subramani question. Okay, where it is? So even you guys can feel free to talk with me also, right? Just go over in your mic and you can speak as well, so others can hear your voice, right? Rather than just going with the questions typed, right? It will take some time for you to type, right? Feel free to ask
Irfan,
me.
can I ask one question?
Yeah, yeah. 1 second. I'll address this and I'll come back to you, right, Kader?
Yeah,
So whenever
okay.
I very lot of my hour, my mindset gets stuck. How to overcome that, sir? Okay. Okay. Wait, Sheikh. I'll just address all your questions. Actually, I had this connect with the people on last Saturday, especially the freshers and the non-experienced people. Right. This question is more aligned towards that actually. More more towards the that meet. Right. So now I'm just first prioritizing our experienced people. Okay, Sheikh. I know I hope like you did you attended last session last Monday, Sheikh? Okay. So since I told you can attend this also, right? This week also, you are attending. That is okay. But however, wait for a while. I'll address your questions. Okay. But before that, I'll give first priority for the experienced people today. Okay. Since I have addressed a couple of these questions last week itself, however, I'll address. Wait for a while. Okay. Maybe by the end of the session also, I can address your question, Sheikh. Okay. I have 10 years of experience in business intelligence and currently working as a BA architect. I understand the roadmap cover core cloud skills and batch includes participation from different experience level. For experienced professional targeting data architect role, will there be additional deep dive resources or advanced assignments to build the deep dive? Yes, obviously we are going to have this. We are going to have a kind of a see. Basically, you are becoming a kind of a data modeler. That is the starting point for a data architect, right? We are going to build an architecture, right, Anand? That is even a role of a data architect. So data architect means it comprised of everything. It's not a very simple role. You can say data solution architect rather than data architect, or an architect, you can say directly. Okay. So the architect or a data solution architect comprised of what are all the roles that is needed. Okay. So let me go and put this in a Google, right? You go and put it in Google and see, are we aligned to that or not? What are the skills needed for this role? If you ask, right? It is going to tell you the skills and all what is needed. Is it telling the first role what is needed? Right, Anand? You are following me? Is it telling this one is needed?
Yes, yes, sir.
Is it telling
Yeah.
this one is needed? Is it telling this one is needed? In addition to that, what you have to know, data governance, security, we are going to learn that. Even in an AI platform, we are going to learn that. Did I show that?
Yes.
Did I show that in not by doing a manual activity, we are going to build a AI and data governance and security. We are going to do that activity in the AI platform. Right?
Okay.
Programming and scripting, are we going to learn? So I'm not telling anything here, right? Whatever skills is mentioned here, all the skills you are going to get step by step to become like a solution architect or an architect, data science architect or an architect. It includes the data modeling and design skill. That what we were doing earlier, right? Do you agree? Normalization, schema design.
Yeah.
Are you able to see all this now? Right? Not only you, everybody will be seeing this. What I'm telling is, right? I know always this mindset everybody will have, right? So this is what I was just telling. I'm addressing everybody means I'm addressing you also, right? So do you know about this data modeling already, Anand?
Yeah, on a basic level, I know.
But,
Yeah.
the level what we learned, the level in the sense, the way what we learned, the clarity what we got, the level is not
Yeah,
important.
yeah.
Clarity is very important.
So
Level
in the
you
work,
can
actually, they were
elevate.
telling some,
Yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt it,
Go
but
ahead, go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
So the one thing I really like about is, in the work level, if we learn something, only we will be learning part of it, not
Yes.
the whole idea will be getting. So in this data modelization, I got it. So conceptual, even though I know some basic kind of things, but it is on a detail level. So what is conceptual doing, logical? So that whole concept I got it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you got it. Let me ask Sheikh. Sheikh, you are a fresher, right? Did you got that my data modeling understanding? Not relating with what you already know. You got that as a new concept. Oh, this is how a data modeling will happen. Did you got that, Sheikh? Did you got that? Or somebody else who is not having any idea about what is data modeling earlier? Did you guys got that?
Yes, Irfan.
Right? So who is that? Like I did not see your name. Who is that have got that data modeling understanding
I'm
basically?
Sumant.
Sumant. Okay. Sumant, you are from what background, Sumant?
I'm testing with Irfan.
Testing background. So you may not have an idea about what is data warehouse, what is data modeling. You are slowly started getting some idea about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Despite you are not a 10 plus years experience candidate, or you may be a 10 plus experience candidate in a different level. But what Anant is getting, you are also getting. But maybe Anant may be comparing that with what he have already know. You are not comparing with that. You are just directly learning it as a fresh concept. But it address everybody, including Sheikh, who is a fresher.
Yeah.
Right? That is the transformation. Right? That is what the focus-based teaching model that I'm telling. So it will address everyone. Slowly, as I told, right? First, you guys are all in different speeds. 0 kilometer speed, 10 kilometer speed, 5 kilometer speed. All you guys have to put some effort. We are putting a lot of effort, right? Agree? Daily, I'm giving you some task. At least weekly, I wanted you to complete the task. Daily, whether you can able to do that or not, you have 3 days of time. 2 days of time plus 1 day we are getting. In that time, if you guys spend some time of doing that activity, the tasks are very simple actually. If you go and really spend some time on doing the task, you can able to complete it with by spending a dedicated time. If you can spend, you could able to complete the task whatever I'm assigning. If you complete the task, you will become up to speed of 50 kilometer speed along with me soon. That breathing time is needed initially. You have to have a patient on that breathing time, but just to see yourself, not others. Like there are 100 people learning with me. What I'm getting out of that, that is the consideration you need to have. If you are not getting what you are expecting, then you have to ask me. Then you have to think about, hey, I am this so and so person, whether I'm getting my piece of information. If you are getting it, means feel happy about it. That's what our model of learning. So initially, up to the stage one completion, you will all feel like, okay, hey, I already know something on this, something else on this, but I'm getting a better grip on it. Like this, you will get, all of you get that mindset. Somebody will say, I don't know anything about it, but now I got some understanding on this until stage one. Stage two onwards, you are going to feel like, oh, this is something new for me. If I put an effort, I will get. If somebody else who is even a fresher or who is even some experienced person from a different track is putting some effort, they will overtake me. Like this, you can start feel like that. You are very clear. For example, Kader is already working in PySpark, already working in Databricks, right? He will be started feeling like, hey, I am a bit slow comparing to Sumant, because Sumant is from a testing background. He's putting some effort along with Irfan. He's following Irfan. He's attending the session properly. He's giving his full attention. He's having a strong determination. He wanted to enter into this evergreen platform. Like this, Khadar may feel I'm not up to speed as like Sumant, despite Sumant is from a different background. Very clear. That is up to like how you guys are going to follow the entire instruction that I'm giving to you guys. Very clear, team, what I'm speaking, right? Very clear, right, Anand? You got the point right here.
Yes, Irfan.
Okay. Great, Anand. Yeah, not sure right time or not if possible. Can you give me the wanted a real time example of bottom up approach? HR not getting okay. This is more of technical, right? Tomorrow we'll discuss, Sumant. Right?
Sure.
So you are going to ask me, Sumant, to give you some data. What I'll do, I'll go and work on that, and I'll try to provide you that in a one of the database called Sumant database. That is called bottom up approach. You are going to give me some requirement, very much specific to your requirement. I'm going to work and produce you some data in a form of fact table, some data in a widened fashion, in a detailed fashion. I'm going to give you, or in an aggregated fashion. I'm going to give you. That is called bottom up approach.
Okay, got it.
Or I'm going to say what? Hey, commonly I'll bring whatever the common data that is needed for a banking system or an insurance system or a healthcare and life science system, and I'll keep it in some database called data warehouse. Then that is the top-down approach.
Yeah.
I just started straight away to implement. But somebody is asking me, then I'm going to implement that very much specific to that particular person need. That is what I was telling. A la carte is bottom up, and buffet is a top down. I commonly cook all the food and keep it for everyone's consumption.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Go ahead, guys. Go with the other questions. What you guys have in general with respect to the career and other things, right? Technical thing we'll however discuss. Not sure, right?
Hi,
Okay. I hope that I addressed right. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
hi Irfan. Morning. Narayana here.
Yeah, Narayana.
Yeah, actually, I'm a BA developer, mainly working on dashboards using Power BI and Looker Studio. While
Okay.
working on the reports, I realized that my role mostly starts with consuming the data prepared by data engineers through the ETL process. Now we did the process, right? Source layer injection, DSA, something like that. So, and then building dashboards on the reports top of it, automation tools like AI and Power BI can reduce manual reporting efforts.
Correct.
So that is the end-to-end process, right? And now
Right.
my main goal is to expand my skills and now work on the complete end-to-end data process. So starting from data engineering through the ETL process and the analysis, what I'm doing currently, and I wanted to automate it using the AI and Power Apps like that.
Great.
So I wanted to check this, like the end-to-end analysis and the top to bottom approach. Can I have it to learn in this course?
Okay. You are asking about do we learn the end to end of what is needed? End to
Yes,
end
right.
of becoming a kind of a you are going to play a kind of a forward deployed engineer, or you are going to become a full stack engineer or not in this learning. That's what your question,
Right, Irfan.
right? Obviously, this is meant for that reason, right? As you have seen
Mm-hmm.
the like entire roadmap, right? You are
Yes,
getting that one only achieved. That's the reason we are doing this foundational build, right? We are building the foundation of Python for automation, AI for
mm-hmm.
invoking the generative AI and the other AI services, not only generative AI services. We are going to leverage the LLM services, agentic services, RAG services, all the services we are going to leverage, right? And we are learning the data warehouse because we are going to implement the end-to-end pipeline using the next level of technologies, right? So you are going to become
Right.
even all the roles what we have seen, right? You should be in a position to even understand what the business is bringing, the client is bringing, right? Even you have to understand how you can play a role of a middle management, or how even some of our team members over here can get an opportunity. I told one of our team member called Kumanan, when I was meeting him last week, he was telling, Irfan, I have been asked for a engineer role kind of. He's having almost 20 plus years of experience. I
Mm-hmm.
attended interview in Accenture. They called me by saying we have an interview for a kind of a technical role, but they asked me to start play a techno managerial role. But I'm going to take that because they are offering me a good package and other things and all. He was telling. So the thing is, you are going to get ready in all the aspects. If you follow the proper, that is our mantra, what we have in our course. If you follow all this without putting any second thought, without having any other second thought, with the patience, if you go on, you will get ready. 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 If you go on, you learn all this step by step, you will become ultimately a state of saying, I am a complete data engineer, I am a complete AI engineer, I am a complete BA engineer. On top of data engineering as a core. On top of the data engineering, you can become a BA engineer, AI engineer, data engineer, lakehouse engineer, data lake engineer, cloud engineer, multi-cloud engineer. Very clear? So more than this, nothing else there in the data world, especially in the data engineering world, especially. With me, very clear what I'm speaking? Narayana?
Yeah, Irfan. So comes to data, yeah, I can understand the data engineering and data analysis, but we are covering this. But the automation, so currently we are using something like Power Apps to automate that from Power BI. So yeah, I can see that previous workshop also I attended using some RAG and some other tools in AI.
Correct.
You automated the process of reportings.
Correct.
So that is also going to cover in this
What
workshop.
I'm telling you is, we are going to cover that. First, to answer your question is, we
Mm-hmm.
are going to cover something in the name called Genie. We are going to build our own
Okay, okay, got
agentic
it.
platform, AI platforms, right? Automate. But one thing what I'm trying to convey here is, don't stay on, you just see yourself in the next level. BI, wherever you are into currently, right? It is not going to help
Mm-hmm.
you for a long time.
Yes,
Already you
yes.
are doing
Understood.
already an automation, right? Already the self-serve business intelligence are happening in the market a lot. When you go and
Right.
do some conversational activity, it will build everything for you. That's how the
Mm-hmm.
BA is going in the market currently. So building of BA reports and automating the BA reports may happen until your project complete, or until some other projects in the organization completes. After that, it will become obsolete. So that's the reason I'm telling. Create multiple paths in front of you. So currently you have a pithole in front of you, saying like
Right.
what, post automation is completed, I'm not going to be in this BA for a long time. So you jump from BA to some other track, data engineering track or AI engineering track, AI data engineering track, because that is a vastest area than the end layer called the BA layer, right? But we have to know BA also, because what if we may get a chance to work in the BA? That's how BA is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a part of our learning, not the only part. We are going to do automation, but that automation is not only for BA. We are going to
Right, right.
understand about how we can implement AI, add the AI flavors on top of the data engineering streams, any streams that we have, and how commonly we know how to do the AI engineering. So why I'm going to cover Python plus AI foundation here? If you know how to use Python for applying some AI common cases, common use cases, you could be able to have a better mindset of saying what, hey, I know how to use AI to accelerate my the programming activity that I'm doing. Not in data engineering, I'm talking about AI here. We are going to talk about that. We are going to work on this, but I'm not going with the data engineering AI immediately. I'm going to first show you
Mm-hmm.
the programming with AI, which is for having your mind open to say, hey, now I can do a lot of automation of my own in anything that you want me to do, not only on the BI side. Very clear? But however, BI
Yes, sir.
specific automation also we are going to see in the name called Databricks Genie code. Databricks Genie we are going to do. Okay, clear? In the first
Yes,
one
yes,
or
Irfan, I'm clear.
two sessions, if you might have attended, I have shown the Databricks Genie. I went and asked some questions,
Yes,
generated some
yes.
reports and all that. That kind of activities we are going to do by knowing AI much better, how to do grounding, how to reduce hallucination, right? Like those kind of things, how to give instructions in the form of prompts and all these things we are going to learn. Okay, clear? Yeah.
Sure,
Next
Irfan,
question.
I'm good. Thanks.
Great. Narayana. Yeah, next question, Steve.
Irfan Kumaran here.
Yes, Kumar.
Yeah, Irfan, so I have 20 plus years experience.
Okay.
So as you already answered to, when you answered to Narayana, you answered for this question, what I'm going to ask that actually.
Yeah.
So you have mentioned one of our aspirant 20 plus years experience. The person Kumaran has got the
Correct.
Accenture
Correct.
for techno manager instead of data
Correct.
engineer. But he was looking for the data engineer. So
Yeah,
that's
data
my
engineer in the sense architect role or a senior data engineer role. He want to stay more into the technical track like this.
Okay. So that is my question. So since I have the 20 plus years experience, only I can apply the job, only the technical architect in this kind of thing, or maybe the data modeler or kind of things also I can apply. So
Okay. Yeah, great. So the point here is we are going to learn the things, right, of 360 degree.
okay.
Okay. Inside the 360 degree only, right, whatever you are asking will come. Everything else is going to be a subset. We are in a superset. Okay, our learning is going to give you a superset. Everything is going to be a subset inside it. So you want to take any track. That's what I'm telling, right? We are paving multiple ways in the data world. Under the data, we are learning everything. In that, which one you wanted to go or which opportunity you are going to get, you can tap that. But without a constraint. That is what I have to answer to Sheikh also. What he was asking. Being as a fresher, I'm not getting a job opportunity. Let me quickly address Sheikh's question and I come back to yours question, right? Because both are related. Being as a higher experienced person, like maybe I would say if you are more than 15 years of experience, or if you are a fresher, or if you are a higher experienced candidate, always there will be a challenge in IT. I agree. The challenge is there in IT. We can't be able to escape out of the challenge in IT. What we have is 0 plus or 15 plus years of experience candidates will always have a challenge. But despite, if you have a strong determination, for example, yesterday Arun Prashant was pinging me saying like, Irfan, being as an 18 plus years experienced candidate in SQL development, what I was into earlier, I got an offer from TCS with a very good package and all, with a very good hike and all. Like this, he was telling me, he was yesterday pinging me. I put a congratulation message for him yesterday. I'm going to speak with him today or tomorrow to understand like what is the efforts he have put and also I can support other team members also for that reason. Keep it aside. The challenge is always there in IT for lower experience or higher experience. But how we can mitigate? You can't stay by saying like, oh, because of this challenge, I'm going to leave IT. We can't say, right? However, we know only IT. We are going to move forward with IT only. So being as a 0 year experienced candidate like our Sheikh is there, what he's going to tap here? He's going to pave multiple ways. He's going to look for become a Python developer, SQL developer, AI developer, data engineer, right? Or cloud engineer, cloud data engineer, multi-cloud data engineer, or he can leave multi-cloud data engineer, at least one cloud data engineer. Like this, he's going to have multiple tracks created in front of him. Being as a lower level of experience role, like a junior developer or an engineer or a developer role. Now he's going to attend some interview in some company, like where they're asking for 0 to 5 years experience, 0 to 3 years experience, we are okay to take. Last batch, Lokesh is one of the person who was a 0 year experience person. He seeks some opportunity and got some opportunity. And even Sheikh is going to complete this learning in another 8 months or 9 months of time period. He'll be by the time getting 1 year of experience where we can support him as a intern. So Sheikh can go and attend as an 1 year intern experienced person. Or 1 year of experience we are going to give like a kind of an intern. That we can give his learning, we are going to convert that into an internship experience and give. By the way, he can go with 1+ years of experience and attend as well. So this opportunity, how we can get only by doing this effort of learning. If he is going to attend an interview, what he is going to showcase? I don't know anything about technology. He's going to say that what most of the freshers will say, or he's going to say, no, I have this many technical or a kind of a capability built in the past period of time. Like this, if you go and approach, right, the chances of getting the opportunity is much better for him than comparing with the person who is as a fresher, who is not putting any of this effort. That's the difference what we can say. Rather than saying, no, definitely you'll get a job. Now, no one we can say, definitely we can get an opportunity or a job, provided if he is also having a proper strategical mindset and an effort put forth, including you also, I'm telling you, right? Sorry, I missed your name.
Kumaran.
Kumaran. So with a 20+ years of experience, right? Definitely the number of calls what you are going to get, right? Comparing to a person who is having 8 years experience or 12 years experience is going to be less only. But whatever the opportunity you are going to get, you have to put some additional effort, right? In terms of getting the data engineering skills build, the governance skills build, or data quality engineer skills build, or data security skills and architectural skills, right? Data modeler skills and data architect skills, and all this we are going to learn actually. But I'm going to engage with you guys additionally with some more effort. I'm just having the coming week, I'm going to have that senior people engaged with me, right? So Kumaran, I was telling, right? Kumaran is a person like he wanted to, like he's putting some additional effort for getting some better opportunity for some period of time in the past months. He's comparatively he's having some challenges in getting, but he's accepting the roles whatever is available in the data world. even functional manager or techno-functional manager. Techno-functional manager, he can't only go as a functional manager, techno-functional manager. He has to show his functional manager skill and the technical skill. So you can also look for such kind of opportunities. You have one more opportunity open, like this you can say, rather than saying, no, if I go with the functional side, then what I'll get. No, you have that one more opportunity available. With me, Kumaran?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, thanks,
Yeah.
Irfan.
Take it in that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Irfan, currently I'm
Yes,
playing
sir.
as a lead data engineer. Okay. So
You
after
are playing a
complete
lead
our
data engineer, right?
yeah,
So, okay,
yes,
yeah, go
Irfan.
ahead, Kadar. Yeah.
So after 2-3 month completion, so what role can I go for the interview, Irfan?
Lead data engineer you are already into, right? You can go as an architect or a, like maybe a solution architect or a lead even, right? But maybe with a broader knowledge, with the AI knowledge included, with the like other components of Azure included, right? Especially that's how
Okay.
you can look forward,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Okay. So I will address Anushri's question very quickly next. Okay, so I'm a fresher. I'm little worried about the gap if I don't get job immediately after completing the course. Will that gap affect my chances later? What should I do in the period of the stay job ready? See, basically, Anushri, nowadays we don't have a problem with gap. Earlier, some time ago, and all right, the companies were telling like, hey, if you have a gap, we are not ready to recruit you. Okay, nowadays the gap is not a big deal. The thing here is like you will be considered as a kind of a what to say like immediate join. That is how companies will look for. So it depends upon how many years of gap you have. Even in my prior batches and all, yeah, person, one of the girl, Vaishnavi, sorry, not Vaishnavi, Vaishali, was having almost 12 years of gap in her career. She was not working at all in her career. She had two kids and she had two kids and she is supporting her husband as a homemaker. Okay, for the past almost 12 years. She have taken most of the years as a gap and she put only 4 years of last 4 years of experience, getting some experience from her relative, a company. And she got into a very good company. And in fact, she was working with me as a vendor in my company along with me. Even she was working for some time. Then she moved to a different company. Now she's working in one of the top-notch company in the market. So definitely you lost your track earlier and you are worrying about it. Yes, that is obvious. You got to worry about it. But it doesn't mean like you are not going to get the job at all. Provided if you are going to have some strategical effort put forth and move forward. If you maybe like with you kind of people, like I wanted to talk with you. Like if you guys have any, see basically, let me take one quick opportunity to tell you one thing guys here. I wanted, have a kind of an connect with you guys, a personal connect with you guys, in case if you need me. Like some of you guys already have a mindset very clear to say this is what I'm going to achieve. Somebody don't have that clarity. You have that fear. You have that worriness, right? Feel free to connect with me personally. You can call me or you can ping and to say like Irfan, I want to connect with you personally. I want to talk with you. So you don't have to talk in this forum completely. I can't explain everything in this forum completely because that will take long time, right? Very much specific to your case, Anushri. I don't know like how many years of gap that you have. When did you complete it? That information I want to capture. Then only I can able to address you much better. But commonly I'm telling, right? Even the people with gap is being now considered as not as a gap. They are considered as okay. They are not into that relevant position earlier. How many years of work that you have made? Like that years alone, if you go and show, companies are ready to take you. And even for Kumaran, I'm telling. Kumaran was asking a question. I have 20 years of experience, right? For example, I have 23 years of experience now, right? I would like to remove my initial 5 years of experience. If you ask me, right, if I'm going to try in a different company, what I'll do, I don't put 23 years of experience and go and try. Irfan will do that. What he will do, he'll go and remove that first 5 years of experience and he'll say, in the first 5 years, I was not working in the technical track. I was working in some other track. Though I was working in a technical track, I'm going to hide that by saying I was working in different track. Now the past 18 years only I have a technical expertise. Like this, I'm willfully bringing, despite I don't have a gap, I'm going to willfully bring some gap in my career. Even people are doing in that way. A lot of people have did it that way. I know those people.
Yeah,
Okay.
same case in Irfan. For me also,
Yeah.
initial company got closed actually. I want
Yeah.
to remove
You
that
can't able to
company.
show that, right? So obviously true. Okay. Great, great, Kader. Thanks for that. So, experience in mechanical design and PLM design, right? With experience of BOM management, PLM, and migration, but I do not have a programming expertise and moving to this domain. However, I have some hesitation about programming and competing with the candidates. That's what I was telling, right? Who is that? Arul Jagan. Did you got the point what I'm telling? You don't have to feel like you are going to play a workhorse role, like how people were doing it before, right? So programming is no more a constraint nowadays for people, other than you have a proper mindset. If you go and ask Kader, how much programming you write, Kader, in your daily routine? Will you write a huge number of huge lines of programming, or you manage a lot of other things? Kader. Okay. See, the hardcore programming, not always everybody of us are going to do. For example, if you consider, right, Arul Jagan, myself, in my organization, right, I will be asked not to write program. I will be asked to not write program. Rather, they will be asking me to go and take care of a lot of other things in terms of connecting with teams, getting some input, or working with the developers and make the things done, right? Or doing some reviews, those kind of activities. So first thing is, programming is not a hurdle for the IT professionals nowadays. But why we are going to learn programming then, right? If we don't know like how to write some programming to some extent of understanding, we could not able to ask even the generative AI to help us develop that program or run that program in the system. So by that way, first of all, you are being here to become up to speed in programming also. That's the reason I'm going to take the programming from foundation level. By that way, you'll be slowly getting the programming mindset or programming activities that you are going to build by spending your time. So for example, if already a person is in programming background, 10 years he is working in programming, right? He might be working in the same set of programming again and again in the past 10 years, right? Though you say a person is having 10, 15 years of experience, they will not get a new experience on a daily basis. That entire experience, you can get it in this 8 months or 9 months of the time period. Provided if you go and follow the proper learning of what we are going to do, taking out this mindset of saying like, hey, I was from this background, that background. Even a homemaker of 12 years, she was not even touching computer on her daily basis, was able to get that, means why not you can? But the only thing is, you need to have a determination here. What is the determination? Hey, I'm going to stay in this mechanical design, and I'm going to get a package of maybe for 11 years of experience. See how the package is calculated in other market is, they'll give you maximum of 2 times of what is your experience. So 11 years you are having experience means 2 times they may give maximum of 22 lakhs of salary. But whereas if you are into the same experience of 11 years in the data engineering or in the big data kind of platforms, you have an opportunity to get up to 5 times of what is your experience. Up to 55 lakhs of salary you can easily get. Then think about this. You are going to get 22 lakhs of salary and you are going to work for another 10 years to earn, right? 2.2 crores, right? Or 2.5 crores when your salary is going to grow further. You are going to earn this amount and you are going to get settled in your life after 10 years or after 1 decade, or you are going to earn this 5.5 crores and get settled. So if you are going to earn this 5.5 crore, you don't have to work for 10 years. You can just work for 5 years to reach that same 2.5 crores of salary. You are following me? Rather than working for 10 years, spending the same 9 hours of time, 10 hours of time per day, even sometimes Saturday also, rather than spending the time on doing the same thing again and again, you can go and spend some strategical time. IT people will not always spend 8 hours, 10 hours of time on a daily basis. Sometimes they may extend, sometimes they'll do a less time work. Think about this growth rate. With all this, you just go and set your mindset to say, okay, let me also try doing some programming. Let me learn from scratch. Yes. So will this course definitely help you? That's what I put foundation. What you guys have seen there, I'm not sure whether you guys have followed me here. I put a foundation means what? Basic. That's what, you don't have to question that, in fact. I'm going to cover that. See, I'm giving you a multilingual learning of SQL. That should make you understand. That is a strategical mindset, Arul. You got to see, you know about one proverb in Tamil. ஒரு பானை சோறுக்கு ஒரு சோறு தான் ஒரு சோறு பதம். You know about this proverb? I know a lot of proverbs in Tamil. Okay. If you see if you taste one spoon of food from your pot, you should be knowing about how the food is going to be. Very clear, Arul. You are with me. Now you got some confidence of learning. So don't measure anything else other than yourself. You just start measure yourself. Don't measure anything else. Rest of all is going to help you. Just you set a mindset of saying, I'm going to put some effort despite of anything. You are going to get everything achieved. Okay. After stage 2, can I look for some opportunity? That's what I told Ramesh. Yes, obviously. Even before you go into data engineering, the stage 2 itself, you can look for some opportunities in the market. Okay. Here itself, you can start look for some opportunities in the market, Ramesh. That's the reason I'm going to parallelly start some interview readiness session after the stage 2 completion. Ramesh, with me? Okay. After completing this, can you show a knowledge in the technical expertise? After completing this course, we can show this knowledge of what we are learned as it. Obviously, we are not learning, we are not getting knowledge transfer, we are getting expertise transfer. If you go and ask a person who is working in data warehouse, will not have a clarity of how you guys have built this data warehouse project. You go and ask them some question. Your friends, you ask some question, Narayana. Hey, you are already into the BA development, right? You go and ask the data warehouse developers or ETL developers. Say, where do you create the fact tables and aggregate tables? In which layer? In a raw layer or in a curated layer and a consumption layer? Or you ask them whether you create it in a bronze layer or in a silver or in a gold layer? Or in a data warehouse or in a mart, where do you create? You go and ask the people who are all you are working with. They will not be having a clarity, but you have that clarity now. How much volume of data you are going to store? Only the clarity what you have to get is how to work on the program to get that achieved. That is the slow progression we are going to get. Okay. So electrical engineering. So the thing here is, right, because of that academic background, is it risky to get a job? See, it's not because of the academic background. You be in any, you have to have some grade. That's it. A degree you need to have, Anjali. It doesn't mean you are having electrical engineering or whatever the degree, right? How much skill you have is very important than anything else. Okay. How much you are building a skill now and how much you are looking for the opportunities in the market makes the difference. Okay. Anjali, you got the point. Does the curriculum includes DevOps using AI? DevOps using AI, we have a separate course, Nitish. Okay, I think Nitish have dropped off. But DevOps, we are not going. I mean, we are going to cover DevOps, but not DevOps with AI kind of things and all. That will take another 3 months, 4 months to cover. We have a separate session for that. I know we are on top of that, guys. Right? I know, like you guys have to leave for, or even I also have to leave for my office work. So, what other questions I have? Okay, we got 2 more questions. Subramaniam already have had a question. Like, let me again address that also. Akshaya and Subramaniam. So we can have a subsequent connect also, guys. You can come up with any more questions. Anybody else? Did I miss the addressing, guys? Anybody else having some more questions to address? Or you guys all got some input out of this today's connect? Was this today's connect is useful for you guys to get some idea about, to get some mindset about what you are going to achieve, guys? Right? You feel this is helping you to some extent of understanding. See, very directly I'm telling, right? If you take some step towards doing something, it is going to fortunate us, be it anything, right? Rather than sitting idle, right? You are after all, like I'm not telling, after all, you are investing your time, effort, and money in some track, right? If you do that with proper determination, right? If you have that with the confidence, right? If you do that with the confidence, you can able to achieve it regardless of anything else, right? Everybody will be having this mindset only initially. Even when 20 years before, when I start my career in IT, I was thinking, hey, who is going to give me a computer and who is going to give me a salary monthly? I was having that fear when I was doing my college or when I was doing my initial year of job search and all. Will I get a job? Like this, I was having that mindset. Hey, everybody else are intelligent. Everybody else are knowledgeable people. But I'm not having that much knowledge or expertise. How I can get a job? Even I got a job. Even I got everything, every fortune in my life. The same thing you are also going to get. Right? It's a matter of a right mindset you are going to set. Right? With a trust built on it. Trust on yourself, first of all. Trust on the method what you are following in order to make our learning more smooth. Trust on me also slowly. Okay, I can't expect that trust on the day one itself, but slowly start trusting, right? Everything. Trust our team members. They are going to help you each other, right? By that way, we can elevate ourselves. Don't worry on anything. You are not a single person, but leverage our learning thoroughly. Follow some strategical learning model. Now, don't always put a hard effort of learning. Put some smart effort also. Hard effort is needed initially, but slowly we are going to enter into a smart way of learning and all. Okay, that's the reason I built some smart tools and all for your purpose of usage. Okay, we'll deal about it. I have 18 plus years of experience currently working in data engineering with some exposure to the agentic AI and okay. I'm confident that multi-cloud and okay will give you a 360-degree of the landscape. Great, Subramaniam. Yes. You are one of my prior batch member. Is that correct, Subramaniam? Subbu, right? You are
Yes.
Subbu.
Yeah, yes, Irfan.
Okay, Subbu. So you are one of my favorite student, and you are very much I always find you with positive energy, right? With that, even you were able to elevate, right, your career into it. Agree?
Yes, Irfan, absolutely.
Yeah. So Subramani is one of how many years before you learned Subramani?
It's around 6 years back.
6 years back, right?
6 years
Okay.
back.
Even at the time, did I take this data warehouse and all to you guys?
Not extensively. Yeah.
Not like this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking that because of this reason, right? You got that idea, right? You are getting some idea about data warehouse now. Like when we do this activity, you are already working in data engineering, but you got some idea about how the data engineering got formed because of this. You are getting some idea in that aspect.
Yeah. Yes, Irfan.
You got some idea about data modeling now. At least in the past 3 weeks of the time that you spent, did you get some idea about data modeling now, which is going to help you in data engineering in the future? Do you
Yeah.
agree that?
Yeah. Yes, Irfan.
Right, so that is the need, actually. That is the need of why I'm just taking this, okay, with you guys. Great. You are going to get that elevated, Subramani, don't worry. I really value the position mold myself for the long time. At this stage of my career, I want to build a profile that just a little of an architect, and because of some 8 to 10 years of experience, position themselves as an architect today. Right? That is true. I would like to understand how can I differentiate myself with a strong. See, the thing is like the years of experience is not a big deal here. How much skill you are having, how much you are exposing that skill to the market, how much you are up to date, how much you are going to contribute with that skill is very much important than the years of experience nowadays, right? Even you can find young CEOs will be there. They will control the old age people, right? That doesn't matter actually. So the one of the like a senior director whom I am reporting is having maybe half the experience of me, but I don't bother about reporting to a person who is less experienced than me. He's having a skill in developing the managerial skill. So he entered into the managerial track, and he's two level upper than me. But however, the package what I earn and he earn is, my package is more than what he's earning because I'm into the core technical track. So the thing here is, it's not about designation. It's not about the experience what people has. It's more about like what you are going to arrive out of the activity that you are performing. Very clear, right, Subramani? So don't have that mindset. Like you can just say, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do, right? Whatever the skill I'm going to expose, that is going to talk more than the experience of other persons. Okay, that's the very important factor to consider. Okay, already working as a production support, great. Already working as a production support in PL SQL with 20 LPA. Can I target how many years of experience you have, Pradeep? Sorry, how many years of experience you have, Pradeep? Maybe 8.5 years, right? So you can put like 8 years of experience into, you can put up to 5 times. So how much it is going to give you? 40 lakhs up to you can get. Okay. If you are having 9 years of experience, up to 45 lakhs, you can get, offers and all very easily. Very clear? How the calculation is made in the data engineering world, this is how. Okay. But to elevate from yourself from 30 to 45 or 20 to 45, double at least, if you want to get, you need to follow everything, and you have to put some mindset of saying you are no more a production support personnel. You are going to become a data engineer. Okay. You have one more option even. You can become a support engineer in the data world, the AI world, the cloud world, and the data world also. That is also bringing a lot of openings in the market to the people. Okay. Okay, so Akshaya, what was the question you had? I did not see that. 1 second. Okay, sir, I'm from a .NET development with 7+ years of experience. Okay, so team, whoever wanted to drop off, you guys can feel free to drop off. Like I'll quickly address this 1 or 2 questions and we can close today, guys. Okay, I can subsequently address in some other day also. Or if you guys wanted to talk with me personally, you can feel free to talk. This is to break the ice between you and me. Okay, you should not feel like, hey, Irfan is not reachable, right? I'm always reachable for you guys. Ping me and we can connect. Okay. So I'm a .NET developer, primarily building web apps and web APIs and data pipeline integration. Okay, driving a strong interest in data engineering, I started actively transitioning into this. Okay, and would like to guide on how to best position myself. See, nothing else you have to do for today, Akshaya. Just what you can do is, I'm finding you are answering the things and all much better. It doesn't mean somebody answer much better because of the reason they are more intelligent or they are more up to the speed and all. What I would say rather, you are telling here I have a strong interest in the data engineering, or you have some motivation towards doing something, right? That is very important. This is a very important factor to consider. So this one we have to consider by saying like you are going to get it achieved. I would say very directly, right? Just to follow what I'm giving you, right? Just to go and attend the daily sessions and be attentive, be responsive, like how you are currently doing, right? You can able to get it very easily. .NET or any other technologies, I don't bother, right? You are currently started entering or engaged into a data engineering and in the AI engineering, in the cloud engineering world. You are going to get it achieved as a experience transformation. So you can very well say you can put 40% of this experience you can transform into the data engineering world with the learning what we are going to do. Okay, if you put some additional effort, you can convert this into 50-60% also. You can put 4 years of experience you have in data engineering, 3 years you were into .NET development, you can say like that also. Okay, just to put some effort
Sure,
of
sir.
the
Thank you.
parallel learning alone. That is only needed. Okay, for now, don't worry about anything else. Okay, so after our course, I'll
Sure.
be able to crack interviews with the knowledge gained. Okay, Akshay, fine. So I would like to know how is the work from home opportunities currently. See, one thing you guys consider, right? If you guys are having a skill build and that skill is not available in the market, see, a lot of people are telling I'm a data engineer. They're attending interviews. Out of 50 interviews, I'll take 2 or 3 people hardly. It is very hard to recruit a person out of 50 people who is telling themselves as a data engineer or AI engineers. Okay, that much like a vacuum in the market is available. And in addition to that, if a company offers, if a company have 5 openings, they'll give offer for 15 people. Why? Because 5, even if they join, that is well and good for a company. That is a big achievement for a company, for a HR. That's the challenge what companies are facing. They're having positions, but they're not able to fill the right candidates to the position. Because of those people will get counter offer and they'll leave. So if you consider here, right, work from home opportunities and all, if you are having a deterministic thinking on that one alone, you look for that kind of opportunities. There are a lot of companies are giving rather than the consulting companies. You can look for some product companies, and some companies are offering a full work from home even opportunities, right? But if you build your skill and say, hey, this person definitely we are going to recruit. Like this person is going to be a very much valuable asset for my company. If you get that kind of energy level, or if you get that kind of elevation of yourself, you could able to go and look for any number of opportunities even outside of city, outside of Chennai or Mumbai or Bangalore or anywhere. You can look for and get some opportunity to get a pure work from home opportunities also, or at least 1 or 2 days you have to be in a ready state to travel. But for these kind of tech stack, you have a lot of opportunities because people are putting that as a constraint and they are not joining. So companies are giving them the work from home opportunities. Okay. So 8 years of experience in SQL, BigQuery, and maternity break. No, okay, great. You can very well do that. We can very well do that if you have that as a requirement. Okay, you will get that. For example, Divya, I was telling, right, she was from a remote place. She's staying somewhere outside of Chennai, which is nearby to, which is in Chengalpettu. She was looking for some opportunity in Infosys in Mahendra City, right? She got that offer and she started working there, traveling from Chengalpattu to Mahendra City. She can't work anywhere else because of she's having the only company nearby to her Chengalpattu home is Mahendra City only. Okay, so that kind of like mindset if you have, you will get it achieved. Okay, just keep that in your mind and you try. You can able to get it. Okay, yeah. Anything else, team? Anything else? I hope like you guys had some good understanding of what we are doing and what we are going to achieve and all, right? This one I can just give you in our group also. You guys can please go through this. Try to understand what we are going to achieve. Okay. Fine, team. I'll give the I'll share you guys this one, the meeting summary and all. Okay. Go through that. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Okay. I know we are on top of that. You guys, thanks for staying as well. Right?
Yeah. Hi, Irfan.
Yeah, sure.
Regarding this shrinking of experience you told, right?
Mm.
So if we are having genuine experience like 5 years in some company, so we should say same 5 years in non-technical field. Is it like that you're saying?
Same 5 years in non. No. Yeah. For example, see, it doesn't mean like that, right? So if I am into company one, okay, let us take like this, right? So you are into, for example, let you take my experience, right? I was working in two companies initially for almost nearly 5 years. Okay, so 2 years I worked in one company, right? Company one, and another 3 years I worked in another company, right? Then I started working in the current company almost for 18 years, right?
Yeah.
In the third company I'm working. I'm going to remove this company one and company two expertise
In resume. Okay.
from my resume. So I will be getting 18 years of overall experience rather than 22 years of 23 years of experience. I don't want to show 23 years of experience.
So I have
You're
one
clear, right?
actually here. Like with the help of the PF number, will they not?
That's what I'm telling, right? I'm going to say, hey,
Mhm.
I worked in two companies earlier. I was not a job. I was not in a jobless state. I was not having a break. I was working in some companies. Even I was working in a company called CMS. I was working in a company called I Get Global Solutions. But I did not work in technical field. I worked in non-technical. I worked in non-technical. You are with me?
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
reason I don't want to show this experience at all. If somebody asks, hey, you had a break 5 years initially, why? Sorry, I was not working in a technical track. Who can't able to mention this break? Or you can mention this break even in the current company. For example, a person is having 10 years of experience in one company. He started joining as a fresher and he's working for 10 years. Or 13 years he is working in the same company, or 15 years he is working in the same company. He want to add some break. For 15 years candidate, break is not needed, but still you want to add a break. What he will say, initially 3 years I was not into a technical track. I was joined as a kind of a, like a data processing analyst or something like this, he can say. Then I got an opportunity to do an internal job jump, and I started working in this data or whichever the world, the technical world. He can able to mention in that way. With me.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll discuss about this and all in a later point of time. I'll give you guys a lot of tips and tricks on how we can manage different things like experience or notice period or your background, how you can go and put those and all. We do that as a separate exercise. Don't worry. We do that as a separate activity. Okay. With me.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Great. Anything else, guys? Thank you, Subramani. Right, keep going. Looking forward from you a lot of good achievements as you did earlier. Right, great, Subramani. Great. Um, okay, yeah, definitely. Like I need you guys support to get others also understand like how the transformation journey has to be. Right, definitely we'll plan for that. Yeah, thank you, team. Thank you. Thanks a lot, and keep up the momentum, guys. Okay, don't have any other thought process. Just have a positive momentum, and let's make it happen. Okay, together. Thank you, team. Thank you all. Bye, guys.